I got a commercial.
No,
And we
use
should be
their
live now.
use your damn Bezos bucks.
We
I don't
should.
have any Bezos, but
What do you mean? Oh, do you not? Oh, never mind.
Well, hey,
No,
everybody.
Amazon Prime.
We are Dicey Decisions. This is our weekly one-shot, a learn to play Daggerheart session for 4 other players who have yet to try Daggerheart as a system. So we're going to kind of do a quick rules talk through and then just kind of dive in to how the game is played as a playthrough with question answers as we go, obviously, because it'll be kind of a rough, first time out kind of thing. So, and we'll see. I have prepped a social encounter, an exploration encounter, and a combat encounter, and hopefully we'll get to all 3 of those so that everybody can kind of play a little bit of each. If we have the time, depending on how things go. So first, some introductions. My name's Scott. I'll be the game master for this session. We also stream 2 campaigns, weekly campaigns in D&D. One is on Friday nights, is our Twist of Fate campaign, which 3 of our 4 players tonight are in that game. And that is our Friday night campaign. We also have a Monday night D&D campaign called Zeros to Heroes, and that's run by our buddy Jack, with a whole group of other players in that one. And then we're doing these weekly one-shots where we're picking different games. Some of it's board game based, some of it's D&D or Daggerheart or other role-playing game based, and we're just trying to put together one-shots, and we're also growing our community. So we're going to do some quick introductions for you of who people are, since we have a brand new player with us today. Welcome, Ryan.
Nice to meet everyone.
Thanks for joining us. Ryan plays with Justin and myself in a couple of games now, I think. So
Yep,
Yeah.
the one I run and the one you run.
right, that we don't stream, games we don't stream.
Correct.
So we've drug him into the world of streaming with us tonight, and hopefully there'll be more of him to come if he enjoys it. So. And
Thanks for
Gonna
having me
realize that
along.
He hates all of us.
right.
Especially me.
I mean, I hate Justin and I'm already here, so
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
good.
To be fair,
Good
that's
on board.
pretty much a requirement.
I was gonna say
He's showing
it's
face.
a prereq. But then we also have Miller, who is in our Friday night campaign. He plays
Hello.
Gil, and then we have Amanda, who is in our Friday night Twist of Fate campaign, who plays Lorelei, and we have Justin, who is in our Twist of Fate campaign, who plays Kaylin. So, but here we are, Daggerheart. So, not knowing how much YouTube video folks have watched and how much people have actually explored any of the rules of this game, I've built myself a quick little cheat sheet of things to talk about as far as basic rules go for the game before we get started, and I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware. We are using pre-generated characters that are provided by Darrington Press on the Demiplane website. So we'll be using the Demiplane website for character sheets and things like that, and I'll be showing some of that here online as well. But so since we're not building characters, you should know what it takes to build a character. So your character is made up of your class, which is very much like most of your other RPG games. You have a character class. You have a subclass within that class. You then have your heritage, which is made up by two things: your ancestry and your community. So so there's 2 elements that you would pick, and then you would place stats. You would build out your traits with specific modifiers for your stats. And then within your class, you would pick certain powers, and as you level up, you would gain more powers and you'd gain more abilities and things like that. We're starting with level 1. We're not looking at what it takes to level and all of those things. But that's the basics for what is in a Daggerheart character. Is pretty straightforward. Now, some of the mechanics. The first big change from most, or from what we all play together, which is D&D, is the duality dice system. So instead of the players rolling a d20 and adding modifiers to it, they end up rolling 2 d12s in this system and adding modifiers to that. Now the d12s need to be of 2 different colors, and obviously if they're going to be, they'll probably be rolling on the Demiplane website, so it will do it for them. But one color would represent hope, and one would represent fear. So when you roll and you add your modifiers, there are 5 possible outcomes instead of 2. So there is a failure with fear, meaning the fear die was higher than the hope die. Failure with hope, which means the hope die was higher than the fear die, but neither of those 2 rolls did you meet the target number you were trying to achieve with the roll. Then you have a success with fear, where the fear die is higher, but you made the target number. And you have a success with hope, which means your hope die was higher, and you hit the target number or beyond. And then the 5th one is a crit. Crits happen whenever both dice land on the same number, even if it's below. So if you roll 2 1s, you would think that would be terrible. That's a crit success. So every time the dice match, it's a crit. It's a critical success.
This is the perfect game for Chad, then.
Our buddy Chad likes to roll 1s. So, do you guys have any questions? Please chime in and stop me if any of this, if you have any questions based on this mechanic or anything like that.
So we're adding both dice together.
You add both dice.
Regardless.
You add both dice together when you roll them. All of your action rolls will be 2d12. If I ask for a reaction roll, it will also be 2d12. You may still have modifiers that you add to it, but hope and fear do not matter on a reaction roll. So if I tell you all, hey, roll me, I want to use the right terms because they're all different in this dang game from other ones. I almost said perception check, which I don't think it's called that.
Perceive or sense?
Perceive. Hey, everybody, roll me a perceive check. That's me asking for a reaction to something that's going on around you. I don't need to know whether it's hope or fear. That mechanic is removed for a reaction roll. It's only for your action rolls that the hope and fear mechanic matter.
Okay, and going back to if we were making a character,
Yes.
I see that there's the 6 stats: agility, strength, finesse, instinct, presence, and knowledge.
Correct. All characters are built with 1 + 2.
That's what I was going to ask. 1 + 2, 2 + 1s, 2 zeros, and 1 -1.
Correct. And everybody builds that way. Those stats have sub things written underneath them that are like the skills that are attached to those stats. But those are just examples because there may be other things you want to do with your character that I would then have to adjudicate and make a ruling and say, I think that's a, let me look at someone's character sheet here. And I can even share that here. I think that sounds to me like a agility check because it's kind of a dodge what you're describing, but it's not really a dodge. Maybe you're trying to do something agile-like, right? Or acrobatics, pulling a term from another game system, right? So you describe what you want to do, and I would tell you, oh, maybe that's an agility roll, right? And then you would roll an agility roll. So you would roll those 2d12, add your modifier if you have one. Now, proficiency is based on your level, has nothing to do with your attributes here. You don't add your proficiency to your rolls. What proficiency matters on is when you have a power that makes you roll dice for damage or other effects. So when you have a power that does 1d8 damage, or it says a d8 damage, When you have a proficiency modifier of 2, you technically roll 2d8. When you have a proficiency modifier of 3, you would roll 3d8. So your proficiency makes your powers better, but it doesn't change your attack rolls or action rolls in that way. So it's not factored into your action rolls. So that's one thing as far as the mathematics go, right? So I'm looking right now currently at Barnacle's character sheet here. Barnacle has a dagger attack melee +2 finesse, right? You have a +2 to your finesse. If you were to not put any other modifiers on it, we'll get to modifiers in a second, you would simply roll the 2d12 and add 2.
Okay.
And in Demiplane, you can literally click it, and it will populate a window in the bottom corner, which then, if you had advantage, you would click that. If you had disadvantage, you would click that. And then you would hit the roll button. So without advantage or disadvantage, I click roll. I rolled an 8 on hope and a 3 on fear, which is 11, plus my 2 is a total of 13. So my answer to that roll, what you would say to your GM is, I got a 13 with hope. And then the GM would tell you what result that was, right? Whether that was a success or a failure or whatnot.
Okay.
Make sense? So now the hope fear mechanic. You have a hope tracker on your character sheet, which should have 2 already filled in because you start with 2 hope points. Whenever
I only have 1, so I will add 1.
You should start with 2. That could have been somebody messing with that particular pregen before or something. So you should start with 2. If you roll with hope and you get a success with hope, you will gain a hope point. So you would click another box and add that to your list. Hope is a commodity that you can then spend some of your powers, make you spend hope.
Okay.
Right? So if you look down your character sheet, and I'm going to look down this one, there's probably something that says spend 3 hope. Rogue's hope.
Yep.
Right? Spend 3 hope to gain a +2 bonus to your evasion until the next time an attack succeeds against you. Otherwise, this bonus lasts until your next rest. So that's a super long bonus if they keep missing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you had to spend 3 hope to do it, right? So because every action roll you do is either going to give you a hope or me a fear. If you roll with fear, I get a fear token, which is what that fear tracker I was showing you guys on Owlbear Rodeo was. And I'll quickly switch to that here on the stream. Is on the stream, you can see the fear tracker actually has 12 skulls because the maximum number of fear the GM can have is 12. I only have 4 showing to the players, and I have the other 8 hidden right now. But if I were to gain a fear, I could literally click on my Owlbear Rodeo, click on one of those tokens and make them visible, and now there are 5 visible. And this is meant to be in front of the players. The players are supposed to see the fear tracker and understand how much power I might be building up. Because just like you power some of your powers with hope, the DM or GM powers their powers with fear. Make sense?
So far.
Cool. So when you guys are rolling, like I said, if you roll with hope, you would gain a hope even with a failure. You would gain a hope if you roll with hope. Right? If you roll with fear, even if it's a success, I gain a fear. And the only odd thing is, if you roll a crit, not only do you gain a hope, but you can clear a stress. And we're going to talk about evasion, armor, hit points, and stress if everybody's ready for that part.
Go.
I still have a question about... I'm going to have a lot of questions because I'm the rule person.
Please. Please.
So, back to the stats at the top and the list of possible skills. Does this mean there's no mechanic to be extra good at a specific skill?
Correct. There, you will always be boosting things of your attribute. As you level up, you can boost attributes. So you could take one of your +1s to a +2 at some point, you know what I mean? Or your +2 to a +3 at some point, right? So that's part of the leveling up process. So you'll make the entire attribute better. Now you may have abilities or powers or things from your heritage or your class or your subclass that might be something specific to a sub skill. Right?
Yes, I see that from community.
You see what I'm saying? So that that's where you would be adding modifiers in.
But let's say, for instance, on Barnacle there, right under there, no matter what, Barnacle is the same for Control, Hide, Tinker. Anything under Finesse, it's always the same.
Correct. Unless you have a power that triggers that changes that. That is
right.
Specific.
There's no specific like advancement of Hide over Control.
Correct. Unless maybe later in the game you get some boots that boost your ability to hide. But they wouldn't boost your ability to tinker.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you might have modifiers that you would add to different things later. But again, those three things are meant to be examples of things that are commonly come up. But I'm not trying to fit everything in the whole world into those three things. I'm fitting them into the broader category of finesse, strength, agility, etc. If I have to make an adjudication.
Does the system kind of differentiate, like have a description of the difference between agility and finesse?
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's a good thing to talk about, because I was like, when I first read those, I was like, those feel like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that goes. So let me find that. 1 second. Oh, did I put that?
I always think of them as like similar but different. Like I always think of like agility as you can do something really fast, and finesse as you can do something like kind of more precise. So like I can be quick to the draw, but I might not be very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how I always think about like the difference between finesse and agility. But maybe the game thinks differently.
Yeah, but how the game thinks is important. So the character traits, agility. Yeah. Agility is listed as a high agility means you're fast on your feet, nimble on difficult terrain, and quick to react to danger. You'll make an agility roll to scurry up a rope, sprint to cover, or bound from rooftop to rooftop. Strength means you're better at feats that test your physical prowess and stamina. You make a strength roll to break through a door, lift heavy objects, or hold your ground against a charging foe. Finesse means you're skilled at tasks that require accuracy, stealth, or the utmost control. You make a finesse roll to use fine tools, escape notice, or strike with precision. Those kind of
literally
things.
what Amanda said.
Correct.
I'm so smart.
You are very smart. Instincts, just to go through them all, these are a little more normal, I guess, if you think of the D&D terms. But instinct means you have a keen sense for your surroundings and natural intuition. Instinct roll to sense danger, notice details in the world around you, or track an elusive foe. Presence, charm, perform, deceive. High presence means you have a strong force of personality and a facility for social situations. You make a presence roll to plead your case, intimidate a foe, capture the attention of a crowd. Knowledge, recall, analyze, comprehend. A high knowledge means you know information others don't and understand how to apply your mind through deduction and inference. You make a knowledge roll to interpret facts, see patterns clearly, or remember important information. So that's how they list those specifically.
Speaking of remembering important information, did you go over what advantages yet?
No, I haven't. But that's a great thing. So if you are gain advantage by either a power or an ally, and I'll talk about how allies do it, what that means is the person that gives you the advantage, they roll a d6 and add it to you if we were playing in person and not using automated dice. But this system lets you click advantage or disadvantage on demiplane. The theory behind it being is trying to make this feel more cooperative and have people have more stake in each other's actions. If you want to burn a hope to give someone advantage, you tell the DM what your action is to give that person advantage. So let's say Justin's character is about to make a big attack roll and somebody wants to hop in and give him advantage. One of you says, I'm gonna step behind, I'm gonna step behind the guy and distract him, whatever. You tell me what you do to give that advantage. And then if we were playing in person, I would have you roll the d6 and then tell Justin, you get to add +3 to this. That was the roll, right? And that way you feel like you're more involved. Obviously, with having the advantage button on here for the person rolling it, it's probably easier if you just grant the advantage and let the person rolling it, because I don't think there's a way to easily grab a d6 on demiplane and just roll it. So there's that. But the point being is it's meant to be interactive.
What if, let's say, Miller's character is trying to break down a door, and we all want to give advantage? Can we all spend a hope?
You can all spend a hope. You all roll a d6, and the highest d6 roll is his modifier.
Okay, so you don't add them all together. It's just the highest.
You do not add them. It's only the highest.
I thought that was going to be really powerful for a second.
No, and I thought so too. But when that roll's got to succeed, it might be worth multiple people, because you throw that 1 on the d6 and you just gave a 1, right? But
I don't know. I think.
Go ahead.
It was just going to make a joke. You continue.
Okay. No, we like jokes.
Now, can you spend fear to take away a d6?
I can give disadvantage with fear.
Right.
And that would be, I would roll a d6. Now, these don't cancel out like in D&D. So I would roll a d6. I roll a 1, you guys roll a 6. It's still a net of +5. Right?
Cool.
Makes sense?
It is cool. I like it. Yes.
Okay.
That does make sense.
So that's one way to spend hope, in addition to powers that you have on your character sheet that allow you to spend hope. Right? So that's another way to spend the hope that you're earning. And you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to help each other to give each other pluses, right? Another way to use hope, and this brings us to another thing on the character sheet, is you can explain to all of us how one of your experiences gives you a bonus to this action you're about to take. So, I'm looking at Barnacle again. I happen to be picking on Barnacle because the character sheet's up in front of me.
That's fine. Give me all the help. I can't read.
So, under experiences, you see strike a deal, +2. So that means whatever you can make that phrase apply, if you can convince me that that experience of your past that gave you that experience, and these are things that if you were making your own characters, you would come up with your own experiences, right? And you would get you could burn a hope to give yourself a +2. And that can be in addition to somebody else giving you advantage. So it's one of those things. You want a guaranteed +2, you can give it to yourself. You want to use your hope to roll a d6 for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So there's times where you're going to want to do that, right? Because you're all kind of looking at your own hope as you're gathering it and spending it and whatnot, right? Another thing to spend hope on is called a team up. And this is one of my favorite things about Daggerheart, is 2 players can decide to tag team in action. So you can each roll your action on a tag team. And what ends up happening with that, I want to make sure I word this correctly, so I'm grabbing the page in the book. These are called specialty roles. A tag team role. Once per session, you can do a tag team role. Each character can. So, you can spend 3 hope, and between your character and another PC, when you do, you work with the other character to describe how you combine your action in a unique and exciting way with their action. You both make separate action rolls, but before resolving the roll's outcome, you choose one of the rolls to apply for both results.
Oh.
So if you and Ryan are doing a tag team and Ryan spent the 3 hope, you each roll whatever that attack or whatever power you were using, and when you come up with your roll and his roll, which are separate, you then both decide which of those 2 rolls do we want. Do we want the higher one with fear, or do we want the one slightly lower with hope? And whichever the 2 of you decide is the one you use, then I would tell you, did you hit the DC, the target number you were going for, etc., etc. But you get to use the better of the 2 rolls in theory, or maybe not the better one if you don't want to give me fear.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And that's each player gets to do that once per session. Like they get to spend the 3 hope. So
correct.
In your example, if me and Amanda did it together, and I spent the 3 hope, Amanda would then later be able to spend 3 hope to do it
with somebody
anyone
else or you, right?
Okay.
Right. So you can only instigate it and pay for it once, which means in a 4-person game, we're going to have 4 of those maximum in a session.
Right? Okay.
Now,
can you?
When you do that, you roll the damages. You roll the damages, and we're going to talk about damage here in a second. You roll the damages and you add it together. And the reason why that matters is because of the way damage and armor, damage thresholds, etc. are done. So what happens when you roll damage is you come up with your damage number. Let's say I'm looking again at the dagger attack for Barnacle is a D8 plus 1. You roll a 5, that's a total of 6 damage. That would go against the damage threshold of the adversary you're going up against. They have damage thresholds just like you have on your character sheet. You'll notice Barnacle has a minor damage threshold of 6, major damage threshold of 12. What that means is if I roll below a 6, or 6 or below, I end up with I only do a single hit point of damage. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
If I roll above the 6, I do 2. If I roll above the 12, I do 3 hit points of damage. Now for players, you have armor slots. You can mark a single armor slot, unless you have an ability that says otherwise, and reduce the threshold once the threshold has been set. So I do a massive hit with you with a giant dragon, and I'm in the severe damage. I'm about to do 3 hit points to you. You can mark an armor slot and only take 2 hit points of damage.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why the team up is a way to get into that higher damage threshold, because you're combining damages together. So if you did your dagger attack and we did the sword attack or whatever from Miller's character, and you guys did a team up, you would each roll your D8 plus whatever, and then that would get combined to see if you get higher in the damage thresholds.
Okay.
Make sense?
I think so. I think Justin had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is team up specifically for attacks?
Can be any action roll.
Okay.
Okay.
But the benefit of a team up is the damage dice. Not really. There's no special benefit if we team up to hide.
I mean, we get like advantage essentially on the roll.
Right. You team up to hide. You end up both rolling and picking the higher roll. So the chances of getting caught get reduced.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have the extra benefit of the damage, right? So
Maybe we hide so well we hurt the opponent.
right. So depending on your character, you have a different number of armor slots. Once your armor slots are done, you can no longer reduce thresholds.
Makes sense.
Can you reduce the minor damage to 0?
Correct.
Okay.
So if you take minor damage, you want to burn an armor slot. I burn an armor slot, I take nothing. Now, in between when you take rests, you have different actions you can do. When you take rests, one of your actions is, I repair my armor. So I'm going to spend some of my rest time. I think it's a D4, and I fix that number of armor slots. Each rest you get 2 actions. So you might want to clear your stress and fix your armor, but you don't regain any hit points. Or vice versa. You see what I'm saying? There's things that you can do on rests. So, and we won't go too far into that because I don't know if we're going to even need any rest today. Right. But as far as understanding the rules. Your evasion number. That is your target number for everything I'm attacking you with. If I'm attacking you with a spell, it's that number. If I'm attacking you with a sword, it's that number. That is the target number I'm going for. I don't roll duality dice. The GM only rolls a D20.
And you only roll fear.
Well, fear is my commodity. We'll talk about how So I have powers. My adversaries might have powers that spend X fear and do blah. Just like you have spend X hope and do blah. Right?
Okay.
Now, however, how combat works with no initiative, the system has no initiative, is we're collectively telling a story. It's narrative based. Something happens, we trigger. One of you says, I race into the room to see what, to find out why that woman screamed. Okay. So Justin says that his character races into the room. We have started the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
At any point in time, the spotlight can shift to another person. But when he makes an action roll, if he does something that causes an action roll, if he rolls with fear, not only do I gain a fear, I take the spotlight and I can do something for free with my adversaries. So you run into a room and there's 3 skeletons, right? And he rolls to shoot a crossbow at one of them, and he hits it. He does his damage, but he hit it with fear. I take a fear token, and then when his action completes, I decide if I want to take the spotlight. Again, it is narrative, and the reason why I say that is I may choose not to take the spotlight because I got something else planned, right? Or I want more of you to get into the room before I do my sinister action or whatever it is, right? So it's narrative based per se. But if he rolled with hope, I may ask him, Justin, where does the spotlight shift to? And then he might say, well, my character would look over their shoulder worried about Barnacle. Because Barnacle and I are super close and we're friends. Mm-hmm. Right? So all of a sudden, we're all gonna agree we're gonna throw the spotlight on Barnacle. Or a player might be like sitting there itching, being like, I I got a really cool thing I need to do right now. And that person can say, I'd like to do this thing right now. And we all agree in those moments. So it's fluid. It does not have to be in order. It does not have to be everybody gets an action and then we restart again. It's not that kind of system. It's whatever makes the most narrative sense. And I, as the DM, can spend fear to take the spotlight. It would cost me a fear, even if you rolled with hope, and it normally would stay with the PCs. I can interject story-wise and decide, nope, the dragon's going to breathe. You know? Because that's what would happen in this moment.
Theoretically, you have spent your last fear, and we only roll with hope the rest of the encounter. Do you just never get an action?
Correct.
Damn.
But
the odds of that are very low. But
correct.
Right.
Because you're rolling 2d12, and either one might be higher. Right.
But your actions depend on spending fear.
Right.
Does sound like the climax scene of like a action movie though with that happening.
Correct. So I ran
final scene of Scott Pilgrim.
I ran a game on the stream, and in the final battle, the party was rolling hope after hope after hope. And my big bad was getting beat down badly. So, and it was a learn to play like this. You know, people were playing for the first time. So I was just like, I hate to do this. I know you just rolled with hope, but I'm going. Because the big bad wouldn't just go out like a punk. Right? Like, they would try to save themselves or kill everybody or do whatever they're supposed to do. Right? You want it to be that narrative thing. And you want it to be that exciting thing. Right?
Okay. And now you can only spend the fear to take an action after a player's action. You can't chain fear to have multiple actions, can you?
Yes, I can.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
So you can store up a bunch and just chop us.
If I've got 5 bad guys and I've got a bunch of fear, I can make all 5 of my bad guys go as soon as I get control. Or spend 1 to take control, and then I got 4 more I can do. 4 more actions I can do. Right? I have to spend a fear to do those actions. Right? And some adversaries, like bosses, will have the ability to allow me to do a power and then spend a fear and have them act again. Normally it has to be a different adversary. But they have a ability that lets them go multiple times in a row if I burn the fear to do so. So think of your dragon who's going to get multiple attacks, right? That's how that gets handled. So the fear and the hope mechanic, you know, that whole concept is building it up for when you need to use it. But don't save it too long because you guys max out at, 6 hope? You don't want to max it out because then you might roll with hope and get nothing from it. Some powers that you have might say, mark a stress to power this power, right? You have a stress meter. I might have powers that cause you stress. Or, as DM, one of the penalties I can do when you roll with fear is I can say, let's say you rolled a success with fear. So you hit the guy, you do the damage, but something negative also happened. I might charge you a stress because doing that maneuver stressed you out. And I might force you to mark a stress as the penalty for rolling with fear. In addition to me taking a fear, and in addition to me then taking the spotlight.
Okay. Just me being the rules lawyer that I am, why wouldn't you always just say take a stress if you have that option?
because it's not the right thing for the story. Because if you were talking to the barkeep trying to get him to give you a free drink, I'm not going to cause you a stress.
I mean,
that would stress
unless you're
me
an
out.
alcoholic.
I'm not going to. But you
What
see
if
what
you
I'm
have social anxiety?
But you see what I'm saying? I'm not going
Right.
to do that for like it's supposed to fit the crime's supposed to fit the punishment, right? Punishment fit the crime. So depending on the scope and scale, just like the target number you're going for, it might change. You tell me I'm going to jump from this ship onto that ship while we're moving, but they're only 5 feet apart. I might set that as a difficulty 10 that you have to meet, right? Make it 15 or 20 feet apart, I might up that difficulty. So now the DC to do what you're asking to do is higher, which means I should probably burn a hope and get that +2 for my experience, or I should get help from a friend, or etc., etc.
And does stress only get healed on a rest?
So stress is another thing, just like hit points. It's another mechanic. If you run out of stress and you are forced to take a stress, you take a hit point. If you have a power that says mark a stress to activate this power and you are out of stress, you cannot activate the power.
Speaking of activating powers, do those, like, if you're in combat and you're doing the whole turn order spotlight thing, like if you have features that don't say ability next to them, is that like you can only use it on your turn and it's the only thing you can do on your turn, or?
What is your... Can you give me a specific on your character sheet?
Yeah, so my character has a couple different features that I can use in combat mainly. It looks like one is called Guardian Hope. I can spend 3 hope to remove 2 armor slots, and it's just called a feature. It doesn't have like an ability on it. The other one is Unstoppable. Once per long rest, you can become unstoppable. You gain an unstoppable die, and it has like this effect that lasts a few turns. But they don't really have like a clarifier of when you can use them.
Nope. If it says when you can use them, then that in the descriptor, that's when you can use them. If it doesn't, you can use them at any time that you have the resources to spend. So you could say, I'm going to spend my 3 hope to use my hope feature, right? I'm going to clear that armor right now, but I'm also going to attack that guy. You can keep the spotlight. And if the party wants to, based on what's happening with the story, after you hit that guy, if they want you to hit that guy again because you rolled with hope and you're the only one standing next to him, they may be like, do it again. And you're allowed to do that, right? Like, the game is narrative. It's not got to be specific, right? The rule of thumb is, if you make an action roll, try to pass the spotlight, because again, this is a collaborative game. So if you make an action roll, try to pass the spotlight, unless there's nothing else narratively that makes sense for you to, like, if it makes more narrative sense to everybody at the table for you to keep the spotlight, then keep it. Right? But obviously, everybody's first reaction when they saw this with Daggerheart was like, what about the asshole that just keeps on trying to take all the actions and hog the table? Well, you stop inviting that asshole to your games. You know what I mean? Like, you don't play with that person eventually, right? You figured that person out, because it is meant to be. And the whole thing is one of the coolest things about this game is the way that you can interact with each other in combat while it's not your turn, while you don't have the spotlight, to be able to say, I jump in and I do this, and here's an advantage die. Like, you are inherently supporting each other, like, in ways that many other game systems don't let you do. So that's one of the really cool things I think about this system. What other questions?
You talked about that. You talked about that. So the maximum damage you can do ever is 3, unless you have some power that specifically says more.
Yes, actually, I think there's a rule in here that if you double the severe threshold, it bumps up to 4 HP.
Okay.
But it's an optional rule, I think, in the game. I know that Matt did it on Age of Umbra, so I know it exists as a rule, but it's not like a hard and fast. It's if you want, to reward an uber crit or a massive tag team, right? So if a massive tag team ends up doing 24 points of damage and the severe damage threshold of the adversary is 12, you did 4. And then they could decide if they wanted to knock it down to 3 if they had armor slots to do so. And yes, some of your adversaries might have armor slots. Some of them may
That sounds
not.
like cheating.
So there's a couple things I see on our character sheets that we haven't discussed yet. Is there more that you're going to go over, or should I ask about them now?
In terms of what?
So there's the experience box that has like 2 little things that our character has experience with that, for at least me, say +2 after them, but it doesn't have like any description of that.
Correct. So whatever that phrase is, if you can make that phrase make sense in a description of what you're doing, you can burn a hope to get that +2.
Okay, so that's what you were saying earlier with the whole like narrative, like why this action gives you a bonus. Okay.
Right.
And then there's also something called a vault for domain effects.
Vault, is that what you said?
Yes.
So when you have domain abilities, once you gain more domain abilities as you level up, you gain possible abilities, but only some of them can be active. It's like preparing spells.
Okay.
So you would put some of your cards into the vault, meaning they're not active right now, but you still have them for later. And when you take rests, you're able to swap them out and things like that. Won't be applicable for first level.
Okay, makes sense.
But those are good questions. What else?
Domain card, that would be like the spells, right?
Yes. So in the actual physical game that you buy that's not online, they actually each of these things have a card. So you physically have cards in front of you when you're playing. So they use the term card in that regard, or maybe I use the term card. But if the wording says card, each of these are meant to be a card, if that makes sense.
Okay, so under my sorcerer class feature, channel raw power, once per long rest you can place a domain card from your loadout, so that would be a prepared spell or a prepared ability, into your vault and choose to either I gain hope or enhance a spell.
Right.
So I burn a spell slot to do something extra.
Correct.
Once I use a spell, is it gone?
If it says it's only usable a certain number of times, so it depends on how it's worded, I guess is my question. So let me go to your character. And you are playing Marlowe.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at your abilities here,
so I have Unleash Chaos, which I can recharge by taking a stress.
right.
But
so
below...
you have 2 tokens,
mm-hmm.
and when you use that ability, you would spend it So once you've spent those 2 tokens, you would have to mark the stress to replenish the tokens.
And then under that is Rain of Blades, which just takes a hope, but I can cast whenever.
Spend a hope to make a spellcast roll to conjure throwing blades and strike out the target with very close range. Target you succeed against. Yep.
Okay, so that one just doesn't get shuffled back into my vault or anything like that.
Right.
Okay.
But if you look across, channel raw power, you can do that per long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Once per long rest, it says it in the wording. So you would click that once you've used it to have it shown as marked that you've used it.
Okay. And then if you scroll down a little bit below Elf Ancestry, that's the opposite of down. There you go. The Celestial Trance, it says you can drop in a trance and choose an additional downtime move. I tried clicking on downtime to tell me what the downtime moves are, but that's not there. What are downtime moves?
Hold on. It's there for me. I don't know why it's not there for you. I think if you hover on it, it should show up.
Well, no, I can click on it, but like in that long description, it doesn't give me a list of downtime moves.
It does if you keep scrolling.
When characters decide they want to have downtime, they choose between short rest and long rest. 3 short rests before the next rest must be a long rest. If a short rest is interrupted, they don't gain the benefits. There's working on projects in downtime. So you can be like, you could be working towards like building a special item or something like that, right? Building yourself a set of armor or stuff like that. Resting can refresh the availability of your features and end some temporary effects. Let me see what the details page button says.
Literally the same thing.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, short rest, if you click on it, you can...
there you go. Okay.
So each of the rests have specifics, right? So for short rest, like tend to wounds, you can clear a number of hit points equal to 1d4 plus your tier. So your tier 1, d4 plus 1, that's how many hit points you get back if you take that action, right? So you can change out cards in your loadout and choose 2 of the following moves. Tend to wounds, clear stress, repair armor, or prepare something. Preparing means you're basically building your hope pool back up.
And you can choose the same move twice.
You can, yes. And you can
now in my case.
And you can also prepare with another party member, and you each gain 2 hope. So if you guys both do something to prepare, like 2 people go off and meditate or whatever.
Okay. Min-max gamer.
Uh-huh.
I'm an elf. I have 3 downtime moves. I choose to prepare with each of my allies. I gain 6. They each get 2.
Yeah. So you could start off with 6 hope, but you didn't.
Just right off the bat.
But you
I
didn't
didn't clear anything.
Anything else, right? Right. So.
And they might not want to spend the hope or spend the action to prepare.
Correct.
But
correct.
I'm thinking theoreticals.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Trying to break the game.
Oh, I will.
Over your wheel.
My dear.
So, what other questions? How's everybody feeling?
I feel
pretty good.
I'm up to it.
I think I won't fully grasp it until I'm in it.
Yeah.
Learn by doing.
And that's part of what, I wanted to give enough of an overview to everybody, but also be able to hop in and start putting our hands on it and trying it when we get it. So let's do this real quick. Go to your details tab.
Don't tell me what to do.
One of the things...
Don't tell him what not to do.
One of the things about this game that makes it awesome is it really wants everyone to be invested in the full story. They came out with what they call campaign frames in the book, which are basically miniature campaign guides of what the campaign you might be playing in, and the frames layer in additional possible mechanics. Like the Age of Umbra is very much a dark horror thing that Matt created, that he ran on Critical Role, and different ones. There's one called Beast Feast where the characters are actually hunting for ingredients to make food. So you are actually killing beasts to bring back ingredients. And then there's one that's, cowboys versus kaiju. There's a whole bunch of they put together a bunch of very interesting campaign frames and different mechanics to show the versatility of the game. And as a matter of fact, I have started writing a Pirates one because I think that this game would be amazing as a pirate campaign. So I've started to put together a pirate one. But if we were using a campaign frame, it might specifically change some of the background questions that might pop up for you all, right? These are defaulted to their playtest stuff. So I'm not worried about the background questions. However, the connection ones is important. So what you do with the connection things is you answer it about one of the other characters in your party. And you answer what it is. So, for example, I'm looking at Marlowe right now, and one of the connection questions is, I trust you with my life. Which of these characters do you trust with your life? And you can tell us why. And you guys can together talk this through and kind of make up a joint backstory of how you guys are connected. And then the next person can pick one of theirs and do it with the next person, and so on and so forth. So you guys can build connections with each other as far as that goes. Obviously, if we were building these characters for a campaign, we would know more about what people were trying to do. These are pre-gens thrown into your laps, but it's still worthy to do this to just get a feel of what this is going to mean as you play it, because it's a really great way to make quick connections in the party.
Probably helps with the narrative and with your experiences too.
Yeah, absolutely can. Absolutely can. So let's kind of step through a few of these. Who wants to pick one and talk about it? I mean, I guess we should say who's playing which characters, because these are pre-generated characters. So let's do that first.
I'm playing Marlowe Fairwind, a Loreborn elf sorcerer that is the court sorcerer to the king.
Right.
To King Emerus.
Right. Well, that's from the playtest, right? That's
right.
from that. So the local leader, the local lord, however we want to do that. And my campaign frame, if there is one for this one shot, is you guys are all on live in a village that is on a trade route. So you see lots of people coming and going in this village. You are a group of adventurers that all have adventured together before. You know each other. You have all landed here in this trade town for whatever reason, and you are you have whatever motivations you have for being an adventurer. That can be personal, but you all are living that lifestyle right now. And tonight, as far as the story goes, tonight is the founding of this village's the celebration of the village's founding is happening tonight.
And apparently, my character is the one that gets us all together for some reason. That's what the intro paragraph says. So I will start out just by throwing out, I owe Amanda's character a favor.
All right.
I
So what did
contracted Barnabas something
Barnacle.
Barnacle. I contracted Barnacle to spy on some shady people that were looking into the king, and I owe them a favor for checking that out.
Nice. All right, Barnacle, you want to tell us who Barnacle is, and then you can pick a connection.
Yeah, so maybe. Hold on one second. I don't see the paragraph that you're talking.
The paragraph intro was before we got into the character sheets.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back to the paragraph. Okay. So Barnacle is a ribbit, which is a frog creature, person species. They are
ancestry is the word.
Thank you.
But yes.
They're also an underborn, which means that I am from a subterranean society, so I live underground. Seems kind of weird as a frog. But they live underground, and this is a stupid browser. Please, I am struggling. I just want to go back to the thing, and now it won't let me. Anyways, Barnacle's a ribbit. They are a underborn, and they are a Nightwalker rogue. I don't know who Miller or Ryan are playing.
I'm playing Kari Nix.
Okay.
I'm playing
Guardian.
Garrick.
And what is that?
A warrior, Garrick Reed.
Oh, okay. Ribbit would probably ask Garrick questions about their time as a warrior and ask them if they understand things about royal guard watches and how to best understand rotations of guards.
Okay.
And I put it's not a paragraph, it's like a 2-sentence description of each in the Twitch chat. Barnacle's description is: there is no danger he will not get into and no situation he cannot get out of. He fears water and will not swim.
It's a little
facts for a frog.
Contradictory.
Marlowe Fairwind is the personal mage to King Emerus and is responsible for bringing this group together. She appears calm until she isn't.
All right.
Okay. Should I go next?
Sure.
Okay. I am Garrick Reed, a highborn human warrior. I don't have my blurb, but I feel like it's about to be posted soon, or was already posted.
A defector from a distant military force. He approaches most conflict with a kill him with kindness attitude.
There you go. And I'll go ahead and put out my connection. This is just something you fastball at someone, come up with something, right?
Yeah, well,
then
the connections, you can make it up yourself. They give you example ones on your character
yeah,
sheet if you want to use those. But if we were doing this for a long-term campaign, we would all be like really digging into how we wanted to build these relationships amongst the party, right? So we might be asking very specific questions. So feel free to use these as inspiration or not. Doesn't really matter.
then seeing sort of the trend here with Kari, uh, I've seen them trying their best in what they're doing, and sort of as Garrick is this defector and a trained soldier, he sees whatever Kari's been doing on their small questing together, and has to at times attempt to step in or help in whatever way he can, and has taken a special interest in the training or proceeding of questing of Kari because he finds it rather enduring and interesting to himself.
Nice. Very cool. All right, what about Kari?
So Kari Nix is a Ridgeborn giant guardian. Her blurb is she is loyal to the end with a dry sense of humor, and she will suffer no fools. She was practically born with an axe in her hand. So given the background of us being all from like the same small little village together, I'm gonna say one of my connections is with Marlowe, and as
Like you.
being a very loyal person, my character has tried to help Marlowe out as best as they can to help with making sure things are running smoothly for the leadership of the area.
Nice. Nice. And again, we could continue and go deeper and deeper and make more and more connections and whatnot. So if there's anything else anybody wants to connect for each other for this one shot, we totally can, as far as that goes. But the point being is that, having these connections come up and having prompts of ways to connect to each other really just makes building a backstory is a collaborative thing. It's no longer, hey, send me your 5-page backstory, and then it has nothing to do with anything in the campaign. It's all meant to be part and parcel of what we're doing, right? So it was great to hear you guys talk about, like, even just taking into the fact that this little sleepy village you're in has affected your relationships too, right? That's the point of this, is that you're building it all as one together. So if you're using one of their campaign frames, you might flavor some of your questions to be more about that, or the GM might give background questions that are more about like the overarching campaign frame. That how does your character feel about X, Y, or Z? One of the campaign frames, which I'm kind of dying to try, is called Five Banners. What is it called? Five Banners.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm dying because it's going to be super cool and intriguey and all of that stuff. And, you could have a party of heroes who might all have different kind of factions that they're all supporting and all of that.
So which of us is Sean B that dies in the first session?
Oh,
Nice. So, I think this is a good spot to refresh our drinks, take a quick break, and if you guys have any other background stuff you want to talk about amongst each other as far as connections go, you guys can do that while we're on break. We'll take a quick 10-minute break, and we will be back.
okay.
Hey everybody, we are back from break. We are playing through a playtest or learn to play of Daggerheart. I've got the characters have made some quick connections. Is there any last minute business you guys needed to do with any connection stuff?
I know your secret, Barnacle, but it's okay with me.
I don't like that.
Maybe it's why you're scared of me.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something your character wants in general, Barnacle?
To learn how to swim.
Okay, great. My character also no longer knows how to swim because one of my connections is we want the same thing.
Nice. Nice. All right, so tonight is the founder's celebration of the founding of this village. What is the village name? This is Daggerheart. Get used to the GM asking you guys story facts.
This is just payback of how many times I've asked you what some random fuck's name is.
Michael.
Yeah, Matt made the system
Exactly.
for that reason.
Exactly.
This is Twiddlewinks.
The village of Twiddlewinks. All right, I'm going to write that down. I love it.
There's a reason why we all left when becoming adults and eventually came back.
I just can't live in Twiddlewinks anymore.
But Twiddlewinks is such a nice place to raise your family.
Things have gone to hell in Twiddlewinks.
It's really gone downhill.
Crime is up, jobs are down, everything's horrible.
So it's the 110th anniversary of the village of Twiddlewinks.
It made it that long?
And,
wow.
And everybody has been celebrating all day long. It is coming into the evening hour. The tavern known as the Sudsy Elf is starting to fill up. And that's just the random name that Owlbear Rodeo gave to my page, so I have adopted it as now there will always be a Sudsy Elf. I envision that the logo for the Sudsy Elf is a big giant mug of ale with a big frothy, amount of suds coming out of the top of it, with an elf just like peeking over where you just see elf ears and bloodshot eyes.
Bloodshot?
Yeah, he's drunk. I mean, why not?
Where are we meeting for dinner tonight? Oh, let's go to the Sudsy Elf in Twiddlewink.
Exactly. There you go.
Twiddlewink is a different place. This is Twiddlewinks.
That's right.
Oh, sorry.
Twiddlewink is their sister city.
You get your Twiddlewinked in Twiddlewink.
Oh boy.
Careful how fast you say that.
So
You might get Twiddlewink. Never mind.
As you can see, the place is starting to fill up. There's a lot of the locals here. If it says local barfly, you guys can feel free to interact with those folks, and we will decide who those folks are as you guys come across them. However, you do know there are two barkeeps running the bar here. One is a giant named Tiny, and the other is a fun girl named Rosie. And they have worked here for years, and they are super fast with the drinks and very personable folks. There's also a pair of halfling bards playing music and singing, Quinn and Flynn. There is a table of little old lady goblins in the corner, and they are like regulars. They are here, like that is their table. No one else ever sits at that table but them. It is Angry Janice Wastecoddle, Auntie Inex Wax Fidget, and Ethel Grease Rattle. They are three old goblin ladies from town, and they are the local gossips, as it were, as far as that goes. And there is also one of the local authority folks, Constable Bob, is sitting at the end of the bar. He is off duty, so he does have a beer and a meal in front of him. Constable Bob is here as well. And oddly enough, tonight there is a mysterious stranger in the corner. sitting far away from everybody else by themselves, trying to blend in with the shadows.
That definitely will not come up later.
For sure.
This what comes up is what you guys choose to do.
Marlo comes back with the tray of drinks and sets it down, and it's an ale for all three of them, and for her, it's this elaborate wine glass with this very expensive, just bougie ass wine that, you know, she's a girl from Twiddlewinks. She shouldn't be doing this, but she's clearly rebuilt her life in the capital. And she's sipping wine, and she makes eye contact with Flynn and Quinn, who she once dated both at the same time.
Nice.
And she just kind of sips and blushes slightly.
Excellent. They take note, and they you could tell the one of them whispers to the other one. They smile a little bit as they're playing the song and singing, and when the song ends, one of them kind of gestures to see if you want to perform.
But she just shakes her head and kind of lowers her eyes and...
Oh, come on, Marlo. You don't want to perform?
Not tonight. I have too much business to attend to.
Surely.
It is the anniversary. We must make this celebration exquisite.
Wouldn't a performance make it exquisite?
Not for me, it wouldn't.
Well,
The only elf and the sudsy elf is not going to perform?
I haven't played in years. It's been a while since I've seen you all. It is very, very nice that we have all made time to get back together like this.
I agree. I'll take the drink you've set down and swig from it and sort of look at everyone. Although you're all right in one way, it has been a significant time, so it has been good catching up. But I can't help but wonder what this is you've brought us together for, I suppose.
Does anybody but roly-polies for their beers? And Barnacle will just pull out a little pouch that has a bunch of little roly-polies that they dump into their beer like they're boba pearls.
Marlo will, or sorry, not Marlo, sorry, that's you. Garrick
Marlo will
look a little weirded out at first, but just because he doesn't care, like just tilt his cup over, not saying anything, but asking for some.
Marlo takes her glass and like scoots it closer to her and just casually puts her hand over top of it.
Kari will look at
delicious.
both of you and just go, I'm on a diet.
They're low fat.
Pop. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, it's like popping pearls.
Oh.
The reason I brought you all here is exposition. For reasons that the character has no idea about. Apparently we're supposed to deliver something.
Well, the delivery doesn't seem bad.
We must escort the councilwoman from Twiddlewinks to the capital. There you go. That's why we're together. And there's no one I'd rather do that with than you all.
Am I
The
getting
capital
paid
of
for this?
Twaddlewinks.
Twaddlewinks, yes.
You know, you
We have to go from
figure
Twiddlewinks to Twaddlewinks.
after the seventh city with a T in the beginning and an udl at the end, they'd start picking something different, but they still haven't. And
The city planner in the capital is very deranged. Eccentric is a much better word. And
both are
yes,
applicable.
of course you'll be getting paid, Barnacle.
How
I'm
much?
hiring you. An amount of money that is appropriate for this game system as given by the king.
So on that note, as part of Learn to Play, is they are kind of fast and loose with how they handle money in this game system. It is their default is handful, bags, and chest. So 10 handfuls is a bag of gold. 10 bags is a chest of gold, and no character can carry more than a chest of gold.
It's like whose line it is
So
anyway.
they have to
The
have a
economy
place
is
to
made up.
store it. No, right,
Yeah.
right,
And the
exactly.
coins don't matter.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well,
They're very much about basically not wanting to spend the minutia. However, they do have an alternate rule. They're like, if you want to use coins, go right ahead. So
If,
they kind of leave it open for you to play that. So
The king has offered an amount somewhere between a handful and a chest.
I'm really hoping it's the latter because the former would not be very appreciated.
Yeah. I need to buy more roly-polies.
Do you just have a sack of those squimming around at your hip?
Oh, I mean, I've got the roly-poly sack, I've got some mealworm sacks, and for special occasions, hissing cockroaches.
We'll break them out. It's your special day, isn't it? We've all come back together.
You want one?
I'll
Most
try
people
one.
freak out when I show them the hissing cockroaches.
Please leave them in the bag.
Oh,
But we're gonna split one.
It probably would be against the health codes of the local district to have cockroaches in a tavern.
You're
but
no fun.
see this though,
I mean,
Marlo.
not the only time you've ever accused me of that.
Fair enough.
Huh?
so
You want one? You want
as the next song ends, Flynn steps up and says, "Please, please, we've had enough time playing. Is there anyone else who would love to sing or perform for us?"
Constable Bob! Constable Bob!
I was literally about to point at Constable Bob.
Constable Bob is like got his ale and just kind of looks and just shakes his head and puts his ale down and gets back to eating. He's definitely
Kari
not
starts-
interested.
Kari starts banging her mug on the table and using her loud voice, going, "Constable Bob! Constable Bob!"
Bob. Constable Bob.
So eventually he just kind of shakes his head, and you could tell that he's not enjoying this at all. But if you would like to try to persuade him, you can make a what would that be?
Charm?
Yeah,
A presence roll?
a presence roll.
Deceive him into think he's good.
Well, since we're all doing it, whoever would like to roll, I will spend a hope to give you advantage.
No.
Because we are communally attempting to persuade Constable Bob to make a fool of himself.
It shouldn't be me.
I
Just
mean, I
putting it
kind of.
straight.
It shouldn't be me, but I started the round, so I feel like it should be me.
There you go.
one?
You got a hope
Go
on
for
it.
it.
All right, do I just click on the icon in the character sheet?
So on the lower left corner, you can click on that, and there's also the arrows that go out to the right. You can add a d6 to it.
Yeah. Well, first off, if you click on the presence, it'll pop up a presence roll.
Oh,
For
and you
you?
can just hit advantage on it.
And then just hit advantage and then hit roll.
All right, here we go. It looks like I got a 11 in fear, or with fear.
Oh,
All right. So the target was going to be 10. So you succeeded. However, you'll notice I will go to my fear tracker at the bottom of the sheet, and I get to add a fear. And Constable Bob.
We're a bully.
Constable Bob comes over and grabs Kari by the shoulder and makes you come do the performance with him.
This is gonna be great.
I switch it from Constable Bob to Kari and Bob. Kari and Bob.
Kari and Bob. Kari and Bob.
So, and Constable Bob is going to spend 3 hope
Ooh.
and make this a tag team. Because why not?
So full of hope, Constable Bob.
So this would be a presence roll.
Again. All right. So when we're tag teaming, we're both rolling, correct?
Right.
And I don't do anything special with the roll. I just roll it.
Correct.
Okay. Oh my. So I have a 19 with hope.
So you gain a hope. And what's your performance?
Yes.
What would it be? Would it be singing? Would it
It's
be
it's a-
dancing? What would it be?
Oh, I thought you meant the modifier. I'm so sorry. Kari is going to unabashedly or unashamedly sing entirely off key with a local song.
Okay, so you sing a local song, and you get the whole with that performance. You get the whole bar singing with you, and this is bringing you all back to some nostalgic times because this is a song that is important to this little village, and everybody gets excited and enjoys themselves. And Constable Bob, as much as he is frustrated that you made him do this, he's even smiling as well. And you will get 2 handfuls of gold thrown in your direction as people give out tips for the wonderful song.
2 handfuls. Damn.
Think of how many roly-polies that could buy you.
For real.
What's the exchange rate on roly-polies? Is it 1 handful per 1 handful?
And right.
No.
I would like all of you to make a reaction roll of a insight, please.
Is that just a single D12 then?
No, it's still rolling 2. You just don't have. It doesn't matter which is hope
Oh,
or
okay.
fear. I just need to know.
That'd be under instinct.
Instinct. Yes. Sorry. Sorry, I don't have that directly in front of me, and that's why I keep missing the words.
I've rolled an 8 with hope.
I'm
9.
figuring out how to use this.
I got a 13.
Again, the hope and fear don't matter because this is a reaction roll.
Gotcha.
So I got
Okay.
an 8, a 9,
I got a 13.
13.
And what was the roll you were making?
Instinct.
That's what. Okay.
Like the Pokemon Go team.
The best
Oh,
Pokemon
I
Go
got
team.
a.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got an
4.
11. I should have had +2 to it.
Oh, yeah, I got a 4 with fear. Oh wait, that doesn't matter. 4.
Okay, so if you beat
Is it 2 twos?
if you beat a 10,
No.
you do notice that the mysterious stranger was the only person not singing along with the local song during the performance.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So I rolled the 2 dice, right? And it was a 2 and a 4. Hope was 2, fear was 4. Is it a 4 with fear or a 6 with?
It would be a 6 with fear if it was a normal action roll, right? You add them. You always add together, and then so the total is the total. And
Okay,
then
sorry. Okay,
right.
it was 6.
The only time
If you look at the
go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, if you look at the pop-up in the top right of whatever little, pop-up showed up after your roll, that total there is the overall total for the roll.
Yep. Oh, and it does tell you with fear. Okay,
Right.
cool.
Right, and the only time that the total doesn't matter is if the 2 dice are the same value, because then it's a crit.
No.
But it'll tell you that too.
Okay.
So, those of you that beat a 10 would have noticed that the mysterious stranger was not partaking in the song.
Barnacle's just fucking clapping and kind of flinging bugs around.
Wonderful, wonderful performance.
Flynn,
When I come back to the table and sit down, I'll bring up the fact that there's seems like one person here didn't seem to interested in the song.
Who?
And I'll
Marlo
nod my head over towards the mysterious stranger.
Marlo has a very arched, aristocratic eyebrow at the mysterious stranger.
Should I go find out what his problem is?
It's just a sad bloke, but he does look rather mysterious, if I had to put a word on it.
And
Maybe
he is
we
a
know both.
stranger
Yeah,
around here.
this is a small town. I don't know who they are.
Neither do I.
Maybe buy them a drink.
It's a good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna step up between the two local barflies, Jacob and Josh, to my left and right, and look at Rosie and say, "Can I get one mug of ale, please?"
Rosie's like, yeah, sure. Hold on a second, and she makes you a mug of ale.
All right, I'll take that. Come back and do a little head tilt if anyone wants to tag along, and start approaching the stranger with the mug of ale, and just sit myself right at the table and slide it in front of them. Good evening.
Barnacle's just going to like melt into the shadows and then like shuffle over and kind of hide behind his table to listen to the conversation.
Go ahead and give me a finesse roll for that hiding.
Okay. Ooh, I quit.
Yep.
I got 2 5s
All right.
plus 2.
So you gain a hope. So mark another
okay.
hope on your sheet, and you would clear a stress if you had one, which you don't. But if you had one, you would clear a stress, and you are well hidden. And
I'm actually cloaked then. So anytime I would be hidden, you're instead cloaked.
right. That is the term in Daggerheart. You are considered cloaked, and you are
Well,
also,
for my rogue, yeah.
yes, you are wherever you want to be within earshot of that table.
And would I be within close range of the mysterious stranger?
Okay, ranges. Hey, let's talk about that because they handle things very, very loose and goose and kind of theater of the mind esque terminology in their powers. So you have melee, which is base to base contact, like you would expect in any game that is using maps and miniatures, right? But without the concept of maps and miniatures, you go from melee to very close, which equates in the maps because they give alternate rules if you're going to use hexes and things like that, like we're using here. They say very close is within 3 squares. Close is within 6 squares. And then far is like within 100 squares or 100 feet or 100 feet. So that would be 20 squares, right? And then very far is beyond that, right? So those are the classifications that they use for their powers. And again, meant to be very much a little bit looser, but they also realize people like miniatures and terrain and playing D&D with those kind of things. It has become kind of the norm, and obviously on virtual tabletops using maps and tokens and things like that. So they said as an alternate rule, this should equal that, this should equal that. So the way I play it is obviously if you're base to base, you're in melee. If you're within 3 squares, you're very close. If you're within 6, you're close, etc., etc. On your turn, when you take turns, obviously you could take multiple turns, but you can typically, without making a roll, you can move anywhere within close range of yourself. If you want to move further than that, it would take an action roll to try to do so. So that's how they handle extra movement if someone wanted to try to race across the battlefield, etc., etc.
All right. So by that logic, I'm just outside of close range. Okay.
Right. If you wanted to move closer, you totally could.
No, I'm enjoying my glass of wine.
Gotcha. All right. So Barnacle snuck all the way to the corner. Wow.
Oh yeah, Barnacle wanted to be like right behind him.
All right. As you sit down, do you say anything or just slide the drink?
Yeah. I slide the drink over, and Garrick will just very casually, one elbow up, the other slides the drink and rests on the table, and he sort of looks at them and says, "Now, I'm not an intruder, but I did notice, I didn't notice, a friend of mine noticed that you weren't having a particularly merry time tonight. Well, that's perfectly fine. I'm sort of a chatterhead and like talking to folks who maybe need a little cheering up. So I brought you this drink, sat down with you. Hopefully we can get that process started, no?"
I don't typically take drinks from people I don't know. And his cloak kind of falls back a little bit, and you see that half of his face is like got a metal plate across it, and his one eye on that side is glowing, and the other half of his face is like scarred skin.
Right. Well, that's very smart of you. But I can assure you, as a town celebration and as a well-known man, we can get to know each other. And I'll extend a hand and say, "My name's Garrick. What's yours?"
You can call me Rex.
Right. I'll just do like one upper glance at Kari. So, Rex, is there any particular reason you found yourself so down this evening or not with the music?
I'm not much of a person to celebrate things I don't care about.
Fair enough. You don't care about the city. You don't care about this town.
Why should I?
Oh, you don't have to. I just figured you were in one of its more popular bars during its celebration. So, anniversary, if you haven't heard.
I kind of got that. Just, yeah.
I'll take. Kari will take a drink of her beer and be like, "You could always learn to love this town."
Well, why don't you try to sell me on it then? What's so great about this place?
We've got a great, amazing songs.
Right.
It was pretty good. It's hard to deny, wasn't it? It was pretty good. I'll sort of elbow Kari.
I understand you're proud of your little speck on the map, but I tend to enjoy much more urban
More.
environments, bigger cities, a lot more going on.
If that's the case, what brought you here?
Passing through, looked like a convenient place to stay. Might have continued on if I know there was going to be a big party.
Well, it's still a good place to find a bed to rest for the evening. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And if that's all you're getting up to, then don't have us bothering you much. And stop me if this is a rude question, but it looks like you've got a bit of a, and forgive me, story to tell going on. I can't help but be diabolically curious about all this.
And as you say that, he reaches with his other hand that's been under the table, and it is also a machine.
Mm.
Well, I damn near died. And a friend built this for me.
It's one hell of a friend.
I was about to say.
Well, he didn't want me to die. He had more uses for me.
Well, now there's a few things that's question worthy there. One, I'm really curious about how you almost died, if it's not too much of a heart wrencher to bring up again. And two, what do you mean use for you?
Well, when you're in my line of business, people find you useful from time to time, till they don't.
I don't feel like a friend should only care about how useful you are, though.
Well, they're my friend because they kept me alive. I'd be dead if it wasn't for them.
Fair point.
I don't think that makes them a friend. I think that makes them a savior.
He turns around and hears you.
Garrick spits out he didn't know you were there either, so he just...
And that
Barnacle just stuffs a handful of bugs in their mouth.
Puts him on edge.
Sorry. I do that a lot. Would you like some bugs? Roly polies are great with the beer.
I'm good, thank you. Well, I don't think.
Are you also on a diet?
I don't think you are the type to appreciate my line of business, as it were.
What is your line of business, if you don't mind me asking?
I do the jobs people don't want to do.
Like shoveling shit out back, or something else that's undesirable?
Something like that.
Hmm.
I do take out the trash every once in a while.
Your job hasn't brought you to this town specifically, has it?
Oh, I'm just passing through. Ain't nobody here. He looks around the bar. Goes, ain't nobody here that might fit the type of clientele I'd be serving or finding, except maybe that one. He looks over at your friend, the elf, sitting there with the very fancy drink.
That one? Over there? Her?
Yeah. She's got an air about her. Maybe important somehow. Just a guess.
She certainly likes to say she is.
Well, sometimes people like that have, make enemies. If you know what I mean.
Right.
Well, since we're her friends, if she ever did, we'd be there for her.
Would we? She's kind of mean.
Yes. Yeah, I flick one of the roly-polies at you.
I mean...
Well,
I should have predicted that, honestly.
It's good that you have friends. They come in handy, like I said.
Well, Rex, was it?
Yes.
I'm not going to pry into your personal life, and if you're on business or just passing through, I'm sure whatever your job is perfectly within your own boundaries. Just don't cause any trouble, okay?
I'll drink this here ale you brought me. I'll go to my room and I'll have a good sleep. I'll be gone before you wake.
That's the deal, and I'll extend my hand for the second time.
He'll shake it. You see that this hand is scarred, just like his face is scarred.
I'll leave enough of the coins that I earned from my singing on the table for him to get another beer and say, for your next one.
Many thanks.
Quick tip, as well, I'm like standing up. Ask for an extra pillow, put it over your face. It can get a bit loud, and this time the celebration. You get what I mean. And I'll start walking back to our table.
So as you...
Barnacle's gonna like run up next to him. Did you just like offhandedly tell him to kill himself?
No, I told him to cover his face with a... Have you never done that before, Barnacle? Where you put a pillow on your head when you go to sleep?
How do you breathe?
You just turn your head to the side.
Oh,
Yeah, but then it's not on your face, it's on your head.
Well, it's on your ears, It's.
I thought maybe you breathe like turtles do, where they breathe out of the butts.
You think I'll breathe out of my ass, Barnacle?
I
might sneak
mean,
out of it
we've
sometimes.
shared a room before. I feel like it kind of
well,
does.
Let me try. Hold on. Nothing.
So
Can't force it like that.
while this has been going on, what has Marlowe been doing? Oh,
Watching. That's it.
okay.
Watching the boys talk about farts.
You
Well,
would,
I was counting on my experience of not on my watch in case something came up. I was about to go
Mm.
+2, motherfucker.
right. Yep. So while that was going on, a group of obvious ne'er-do-wells have come into the bar and occupied
Ooh.
the 2 empty tables. They are quite rowdy and boisterous, and I need everyone to make instinct rolls, please.
Along with that, I have the ability Arcane Sense. I can sense the presence of magical people and objects within close range. So I just want to get a sense of them while I make this instinct roll.
Sure.
I don't. Where did it go?
My instinct with a 6 with fear.
This is a reaction roll. I don't need the fear.
Okay, so 6.
Okay. You don't. The thing was having you look for, you didn't notice, but your ability would ping the one that says J.K. Hexer does have some magical ability.
Would
Okay.
I got a 15.
I got a 15 also.
I got a 17.
Twins.
All right, so
Ooh, nice.
Barnacle, Garrick, and Carrie, all three of you, as you're walking back, you see this crowd of ruffians that have come in and are like kind of being loud and obnoxious and whatnot. They do not look like locals. They are probably tradesfolk that have traveled through town somehow or whatever. You do not recognize them as being locals that you would be aware of, but you don't know everybody in the town. So they might be from around here. But the three of you did notice that Constable Bob has turned around and is watching those two tables very closely.
I'll say just loudly enough for Rex to overhear, potentially, as we're walking back, and I'm like, oh, there might actually be trash to take out today.
Oh. Where? I mean, you don't have to be mean.
No, it's not mean.
I call him
per
as I
se.
see him.
What
Who
did you call
knows?
me the first time you met me?
Little frog.
That's racist.
It's not inaccurate.
It's observant. I'll sit across from Marlowe and just trade a glance to the left and say, well, if things stop popping up for the evening, maybe we can discuss what's going to be happening with this job you have for us. However, I feel the energy of tonight is rather bubbling.
Marlowe stands slightly, wine glass in hand, looks over at the rowdy bunch, says, here to celebrate the anniversary of our fine town.
Ha! Yeah, sure. Cheers to
Well,
Twiddlydinks or whatever this place is.
it's Twiddlewinks. Twiddledinks is 30 miles to the south.
We don't talk about them.
Twiddlydinks is the wrong side of the tracks.
The colleges feud heavily.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, no reason to be on edge or rude. We are merely celebrating like you. To the town.
To the town.
The town.
And to King Amaris.
And
Right.
to King
And
Amaris.
to whoever's lord of these lands, sure.
Why'd you
Take a
add to
s-
King Amaris?
Take a sip, sit down. Perhaps they were traitors.
Fair.
So as
I mean, they do look like merchants.
this interaction goes on, you see Constable Bob is getting more and more agitated and potentially nervous as he's watching the interaction between you all in this group.
What's
I'll
wrong with Bob?
I'll make eye contact with Bob. We go back just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Sure.
He helped me get into the military. It was a thing. And I'll just sort of give him a chin nod towards the group and be like, I'll watch him. You're off duty. It's okay. I can keep an eye on him.
Make me a. I guess you're trying to communicate, so I guess that would be some sort of presence roll. To see
Okay.
if
What spend a hope to add one of my experiences, right?
yeah, if you want.
I'll add affable then.
All right.
Oops. All right. Let's see. Presence +2, which just makes it a 1, so let's hope it goes well. 16 with hope.
So gain that hope back that you just spent. And he kind of gestures for you to come see him and turns back to the bar about a quarter turn where he's still got a little bit of eyes on the table, but he's trying to create a space for you to step into to talk to him privately.
I'll reach up and place a hand on Kari's shoulder and reach really low down and place another hand on Barnacle's shoulder and say, I'll be right back. Keep an eye.
Bob, I said hi. Ask him if he
cool.
wants bugs.
Right. And I'll brush shoulders briefly with one of these individuals before approaching Bob.
I'm gonna take the seat you just left so I can watch what's happening over there and the newcomers.
Okay.
It's all right then, Bob.
Well, I believe those folks are trying to set up shop here in town.
Right.
They're trying to extort some local business folk.
Extort business folk, Bob. That's kind of a hefty accusation. Do you have any proof?
Well, that's just it. No. But I didn't expect to see them here tonight. Unfortunately, I'm about to go on shift and I'm supposed to be at the town square for the big fireworks display. But I sort of think I should follow them.
Well, Bob, it just so happens that I've got a group of individuals particularly brought together for their set of individual skills. Perhaps I can do you a favor.
The A- team.
Well, might appreciate it if you did.
Yeah, we've got a vested interest in our home, so I don't think anyone. Hold on. I look back at everyone, like just doing a bunch of hand signals, like.
I just hold up a
good.
thumbs up. I don't know what you're going for, but I just hold up a thumbs up. I got your back.
I don't need another. One is fine for me.
Turn back to Bob.
Barnacle
We've
just
got
holds
it.
up another bag of bugs.
We're on the
We all have
case.
different ideas of what's going on.
Feel free to
Tiny sees
head over
that
to
and pulls out a jar of bugs and sets it on the counter for.
Thank you. I'll grab the bugs and pat Bob on the back heftily twice and make my way back to the table. I'll sit next to Marlo and Carly, back to the ruffians, and roll the jar across to Barnacle.
Hell yeah, fireflies!
Save a
Oh,
couple
these
for
are
me.
the
I haven't.
best.
Are they spicy?
No, they're actually surprisingly light.
Do they
They
tingle
kind
in
of
your mouth?
a little bit, yeah. Like has your mother ever given you those sugared rocks that when you put them in your mouth they kind of explode?
Mm,
Pop rocks.
I love
That's what the
exploding
fire.
crystals.
That's how fireflies taste.
Strange. I'll pop one in my mouth.
You
So,
have the strangest habits.
old friend Bob, at the counter, is had a bit of a run-in with these folks. Says they're extortionists and would be pleased as punch if we were able to help him out by following him around, make sure they keep out of trouble. Volin told us for the work. I figured everyone was up for it, and I know you said we had a job, but think of this as a way to prove ourselves still capable. Yeah?
Seems affable.
Yeah.
See, I thought there was going to be an L at the beginning of that, and I'm glad that there wasn't.
The L is silent.
Do
Mm.
you are you trying to have this conversation quietly?
I mean, a little bit,
No.
but I
No.
honestly don't care. Like, I'm talking at the volume I'm talking now, and if they hear that, that's fine.
All right. Noted.
It's just,
All right.
busy tavern.
Could I
Innocent
get
bystanders.
like I want to do a vibe check on them. Like, are they looking for a fight?
They weren't before. They
Might
are
be
now.
Right. After this conversation, I'm just kind of turning and raising my eyebrow at them.
Yeah, give me
What do I roll for a vibe check?
Give me an instinct.
Instinct. Which is weird because it's the only thing I've rolled all night so far. A 5, but with hope.
Okay. So take a hope. You do not get a good read of whether they are itching for a fight or not. It's kind of hard to tell. They're just being loud and boisterous. But the hope is you don't believe that they're listening at all to anything you and your friends are talking about.
Well,
So
in the
you
meantime,
can't get the read you were looking for, but you can know that you're not like they're not itching for a fight right now because of things that were said.
Since things seem currently calm, I'm going to excuse myself for a second to go top off my beer.
Okay.
I did not just try to move my character through stream. It did not work.
Nice.
Well, Garrick, at least in my line of work, you come across common rabble quite often. I appreciate your parlance and your willingness to preserve the values of this town, which are noble, just, and lawful.
I see you speaking past me a little bit, and I go,
Exactly.
yeah, I go, of course. I just love peace and quiet, don't you?
So are you trying to intimidate?
Kind of.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'll give help in that.
you can. All right. So well, that would be a presence roll. So if one of you is going to make it and the other one wants to burn a hope to give an advantage.
I will burn a hope.
Okay, so I'll click advantage. I will roll. 21 with hope.
Gain a hope.
Wow.
Pretty intimidating.
Gain a hope, and they definitely hear you, and a couple of them kind of look down at their drinks a little quieter than they were being, realizing that their presence is probably less than welcome right now. And one of them kind of leans over to another one, and then that person kind of scooches his chair back, stands up. Time to move on, boys. And they begin to head for the door.
And I'll raise my glass at them as they walk out.
I'll come sit back down. Didn't Bob want us to follow them?
I did. I'm just going to give him a couple of seconds, don't you think? Let them funnel out the door, stumble around, and then take our leave.
Barnacle's the expert on this.
I can do it. I'll leave
Well,
you
we
a
wouldn't
trail
send
of
you out
bugs.
alone.
Oh,
No.
I was
But
gonna say
perhaps,
I could leave you like a trail of bugs to follow.
perhaps if you were to go first in your surreptitious ways, and then we'll follow hence.
Well,
Why do
if
you
we're about
use
to
those
leave, I'll sit.
words?
Culture.
So
We
I
are
learned
about
a
to
lot in
leave,
the capital.
Oh, it's burning.
Kari's gonna just methodically down the entire beer she just bought in one go.
Nice.
all right.
Burp, 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 burp.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
it's a loud one.
So the plan is with Barnacle in the lead per se. You are going to try to tail and follow them. Yes.
Yes.
Yarb.
All right. So here's how this is going to work. This is something I actually built myself, and I'm going to try to make it work. One of the things that Daggerheart has you do with this system, and it's not unique to their system, but they do what's called a countdown die, where you set a value and things can trigger that make things change the value and whatnot as you go. So I'm taking a D12 and I'm setting it on an 8 is the starting value. Your goal is to follow them without being caught. So
Okay.
you guys will take whatever actions you describe to do that as you move through town. And depending on how well you do, your successes and or failures will change the direction of that die. You want it to get down to 1.
Okay.
If it gets up to the top of the die, you failed. If it gets down to the bottom of the die, you've won. Right? So this is the mechanic as far as this goes. And depending on how well you roll when you tell me what you're doing and describe what you're doing and how you're using your abilities or anything like that, right? So any of your possible abilities can be used, your expertises can be used, etc., etc. You can do things together, much like anything else, right? So this is known as a traversal environment, an environment that is traveling.
Okay.
So, how would you like to proceed?
Don't worry, guys. Giant warrior types are notoriously stealthy.
Rock on.
So I can. Okay, so before we leave, I'm gonna pull everyone together and just say, okay, we are gonna follow them. You're gonna stick to the shadows. You're not gonna make any fucking noise. Tiptoe if you have to. And just be quiet. And if they like start to slow down or start to, you think they're gonna turn around, like try and like duck into an alley, okay? I'm looking at you, big gal. I believe in you. You can do it. And you can gain a hope. And those are my inspirational words.
Nice.
Thanks, pal.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, and then I am going to start sneaking in the shadows I am going to take a stress.
Ooh.
I'll take a stress, and I'm going to so that lets me do Shadow Stepper. So I can move from shadow to shadow. When I move into an area of darkness or shadow cast by another creature or object, you can mark a stress to disappear from where you are and reappear inside another shadow within far range.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice.
When you reappear, you are cloaked, and that means that I remain unseen as long as I stay stationary. So, I will move to the far shadow and wait for my friends to catch up.
Okay.
But that way I can keep an eye on them.
So I'm going to say that an action roll that you would make would either be you could do a finesse roll for the hiding or an instinct roll for the watching. Either one you can choose.
I'll take a finesse roll. Ooh, okay. 25 with hope.
So you gain a hope, and 25 blows away the difficulty of 12. So that counts as a success with hope, which ticks our D12 down 2 spots. So it went from an 8 down to a 6. And you are hidden in the shadows, kind of waiting for them to catch up. What would anyone else
Marlo
like to do?
exits the bar, walking not in the shadows, but just kind of regally, like self-importance, and turns and is just going to clock where they are before stepping back into the dimmer light and letting the others go forward. So I would like to make like instinct, but use a hope to get not on my watch to clock
Sure.
where they're going.
Great. Go for it.
21 with fear.
All right. So, I should probably put that up on stream. So that'll gain me a fear. And you are able to definitely clock them. The 21 is another. So that was a failure. No, that was a success with fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that ticks down only 1 instead of 2. So we're down to
Okay.
5 on the die. You are able to clock them. However, given that you rolled with fear, the spotlight's going to go to me. I'm going to choose to burn a fear to have them kind of catch on that something's not necessarily right. Why is this haughty elf coming behind us so quickly, kind of thing? And their group kind of splits off a little bit further away from each other, which just makes it harder to track them. And what that's going to do is I'm going to take this 5 that's on this D12, and I'm going to put a 5 on a D10.
So it makes the failure closer.
Correct.
Mm.
You're still just as close to success as you were, but they're now closer to their success, right? And then it passes back, spotlight passes back to you all.
Well, I think Garrick is very able-bodied, but not the stealthiest of individuals. But using that knowledge, instead of staying to the shadows or blending in with the populace, he's going to do what he loves to do in his free time, which everyone tells him he should really stop doing, which is find the wall between the Sudsy Elf and the next door banking building, and jump between them until he gets onto the rooftops and follow the party from the roof.
Nice. So you're going to attempt to get up onto the roof.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a agility.
Yes, it would. Okay. Really don't want to mess this up. So I don't think I have anything I can add to that, so I'm just going to give it my best. That is a 18 with hope.
So gain a hope, and that is a success with hope. So that ticks down 2. We are at a 3. So you've got a nice eagle eye view of these folks. They didn't seem to catch you doing that in any way, shape, or form. So you are able to help coordinate where these 2 separate groups of thugs are going. Spotlight's still with you all. You rolled hope.
Well, I'm going to pass for now because I just went.
Well, you're supposed to pass it to somebody.
Oh,
right.
My bad. Let's go ahead and pass it to the big lady of the hour, I say.
You already did the one thing I was considering for this, which was getting up on top of the rooftops.
We can have 2 on top.
Yeah, doesn't mean you can't.
That's fair. How tall are the buildings in this area?
So they vary in height. There's most of the buildings are only like 2-story buildings. There's like the rare building in this town that's bigger than that. So most of them are about 20 feet up total.
I'm gonna look for like if there's any buildings that have like a balcony or something, or like a lower roof that I might be able to just like jump and pull myself up on.
Sure. Give me a let's see, a knowledge check, analyzing the area.
Alrighty.
And remembering which buildings around the corner might have balconies like that, since you've been through these streets before.
That is an 11 with hope.
All right. So go ahead and take that hope. That is a failure with hope. So we're going to tick back up 1 higher to number 4 instead of 3. So you are unable in this area to come up with a place that fits that descriptor as you kind of walk the streets a little bit and are unable to find a balcony that is convenient to the situation in this current part of town.
All right. I will give the spotlight back to Marlowe unless anyone else wants it.
Well, that was a failure.
Oh, failure. You keep it then.
That was a failure, but with hope. So I think I'm going to choose to spend a hope. I'm going to take the spotlight because of the failure, and then I'm going to choose to spend another hope.
Fear.
Or another fear, sorry, to knock the die down to a D8. So they split off into a third group as they're moving through the town.
I am going to use my minor illusion ability to make it appear as though I'm walking away and not paying attention, and then I'm going to sneak along the building to keep an eye on them. So I have to make a spellcast roll, target 10. On a success, you create a minor visual illusion no larger than yourself within close range. This illusion is convincing to anyone at close range or farther.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a spellcast roll. I got a 12 with hope.
All right. So that is a success with hope. So that's going to tick us down 2 to number 2 on the D8. What is this illusion of?
So it's an illusion of Marlowe
Gotcha.
holding that wine glass and walking the opposite direction.
So you're forcing them to move away from your illusion.
Correct. And then I'm creeping up to keep an eye on them, and I make eye contact with Barnacle and nod in the 3 directions, passing it to Barnacle.
Nice.
When we were at the bar, did one of them, which one of them told everyone that they needed to leave? Like, which one seemed like the leader?
There was a definite boss. He was the quiet one most of the time until it was time to leave.
Which direction is he going?
You can follow. You know which group he's in.
Okay.
He's pretty obvious.
So I'm going to continue to follow that group. So like once I start moving from shadow to shadow, I'm no longer cloaked, but I am still trying to like hide within the shadows.
Okay.
To keep following them.
Sure.
And I it's so funny. I would just like to keep behind them. I'm just watching them. I'm not trying to like do anything.
Gotcha. So go ahead and give me to stay hidden from them. Give me another finesse roll.
Yeah, and I actually didn't read this. When I'm in an area with low light or heavy shadow, I have advantage on rolls to hide.
Oh, nice.
So because I'm sticking to the shadows, can I use that?
Absolutely. So give yourself advantage.
Cool.
I will also burn a hope. And have the illusion turn and like look at the groups like over the shoulder, so they're trying to pay attention to my illusion and not Barnacle. And I'll spend a hope to give another advantage die.
Nice.
I don't know how to do that.
I don't either. Let's look.
Because I already rolled.
I think if you put...
Yeah, you can
So I
hit
guess I
advantage
could
more
just-
than once.
I guess I can just roll again, and then I'll just take one or the other advantage die.
What happens
'Cause,
if
right,
you
get
click
to pick?
advantage twice?
It adds a second die.
Yeah, that's what you want. So click advantage
Yeah.
twice, because you have one from you and one from him, and it'll add only the highest one.
Okay,
is what
so
it should do.
advantage. Okay. Oops, that's not what I want. I need this one. It's finesse roll, advantage. Okay, 17 with hope. I rolled 2 2s on those advantage dice.
So that's a success, and that with hope knocks us down to 0. So you guys have succeeded to follow them unnoticed all the way back to a warehouse. But they all have gone separate routes, but they all follow back. So you move over the rooftops, you move through town.
A person that turns into a house at a full moon?
Oh,
Ha 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 ha.
It's a warehouse.
It's a warehouse. Their house.
their castle.
All right, so I have you guys on this other map now, and I'm playing.
Are we supposed to see the bottom right building that says JK Bandit and JK Boss?
No.
Then we will pretend we can't.
Guys, I'm gonna go to the bottom right. I think the boss is that way.
Damn it.
Here's where he does the whole like
How about now?
Put the little rock and like three
Nope,
It
it's
is
cup
not
now
thing and
gone.
switches it around.
Great.
Which house is the boss in?
So this is a warehouse. It's obvious. There's a big giant double door in front of the side that you guys are on. You would have had time to case around this place. There are several boarded up windows that are fully boarded up. As far as that goes, there is another single door with light coming out from underneath it in that bottom corner where you saw that light. So I don't know why it was showing you inside the walls. It shouldn't have been doing that. So
X-ray
that is
vision.
strange. But
What do your
there's-
elf eyes see?
So that would be like a single person door, and the double door to the warehouse is right on the side you guys are on. So they
And is there light coming from the warehouse door?
No.
Okay, so it's not metagaming to say we would go towards the door that has light coming from it.
That's up to you guys.
Well, it depends on if we want to take the situation on, strongly head forward, or if we want to maybe sneak into it.
I'm all about the upfront approach.
Me as well. I'm not very stealthy. I can do parkour, but I'm not stealthy.
Parkour.
So I think Marlowe is going to walk up to that door and knock on it.
A lit one.
Yes.
Okay. You can move yourself there. What's everybody else doing?
Following Marlowe.
Following Marlowe.
It would actually be right there, is where that door
Yeah,
is.
the lighting
Question.
is. I don't have extra light.
Does your character have special vision at all? I don't even know if that's a thing.
I don't know.
So would you have a light? Because
In my equipment, I have a torch.
Would you like to light your torch?
I would like to light my torch. It's dark
Cool.
out here.
Because then I can put a token on you. Add light.
I found Angela.
Whoa,
You what?
In the
Angela.
bottom right corner of the map is the name Angela. When you put the light on me, I just saw Angela.
AngelaMaps.com. That's who created the map.
I'm drawing on the map. Oh
I
no.
see. I see that.
How do I delete it? Oh no, it's getting worse.
There's undo button.
Oh yeah, I see that. Thank you.
Oh,
You undo too much.
don't press undo too many times.
Sorry, I forgot I need to. Why?
So random question. The wine you were drinking earlier, Marlowe, was that a Merlot?
Oh.
Oh,
Ah.
Boo
See if I could-
hiss, boo hiss.
See if I get invited back.
He's more of a Pinot girl.
Eminem.
Justin has no idea the difference between those, but I know the word.
One's white and one's red.
Haha!
No question, Justin, which one's which?
I imagine the Pinot is white.
Yeah. Although there is Pinot Noir, which is also red.
Well, now that just doesn't make any sense.
It is, except for when it's not.
Usually when people say Pinot, they mean Pinot Grigio, which is white. Ow!
Pardon me while I fix this fear tracker.
Pardon me while I
situation.
whip this out.
Please don't whip anything out. That's against terms of service.
But they're whipping out a Pinot.
Yeah, don't.
And Twiddlelinks.
And baby, it's a Pinot Noir.
No, it's not.
Jesus.
It's a baby shot.
This is terrible.
The biggest, blackest Pinot Noir.
No. That's it. How do we ban Justin?
I've been trying to ask that for a while. I mean, what?
I mean, I can go back. I mean, it's fine. I'll go play Peak. My daughter asked me to play anyway.
It's
Did time
fun.
you out in a different channel. You made a pun. Had to get rid of him.
I made a pun. Because Ryan's a mod in the channel that we met in. I made a really bad joke and I got timed out. And the person whose Twitch it is is like, what the heck? Oh, right, you guys are friends.
All right, let's see.
Abuse of power.
And I'll do it again.
So I had 4 fear. So I forgot to put a fear tracker on this particular map. Someday I'll know Owlbear Rodeo enough to know. Oh, and I guess I should probably put a ding.
Yeah. They're not friends of the stream yet.
So now you can
Oh,
see the
not-
fear tracker in the corner, right?
Guys, there's a giant red square and some skulls in that bush over there.
Skeletons!
So you knock on the door and you hear some hushed voices on the inside. And then it gets all quiet.
Darlings, I know you went in there. I wish to have a chat on behalf of King Emerus.
No answer.
I'll open the door.
It is locked.
I will
Right.
open the door.
Say, did I stutter? I step aside for Barnacle.
I have advantage to pick non-magical locks.
I'm still on draw mode.
Oops.
How
Do you guys want me to knock?
No, I'm just gonna open this door.
Okay.
I mean, you can. Yeah,
you say
go
the
ahead.
word, and she'll knock the door down. Probably.
I'm gonna knock with my axe.
Yeah. Whoop.
I'd prefer not to cause property damage. Undue.
Ooh,
It's definitely due.
I'll just pick the lock. Is that a tinker?
Mm-hmm.
And I get advantage.
I think that would be finesse.
Okay.
There's some
Ugh.
raiders in chat.
I pick the lock. Oh.
Should fight them off.
Hi readers. I don't know what I'm doing.
You picked the lock how?
So
With her frog tongue.
yeah, I was gonna say
Oh.
Barnacle's like tongue comes out and he just goes
Oh.
whoa, into the lock.
No, God.
You find a roly-poly in there?
Yeah. So Barnacle's tongue just kind of like slithers out and it's all gross and like they stick it in the lock and they like you see them like making like squinty eyes as they're like concentrating trying to click each of the little tumblers.
Really, really good with your tongue.
Yeah,
I think
you
that's
know it.
when,
but I roll-
when you level up, you do get to add experiences, and you're supposed to add them based on things that happen in game. So I think Rivet's Barnacle's next one should be really good with my tongue.
I rolled a 9 with hope.
Oh,
So I don't.
Apparently not really good with tongue.
You couldn't find the clit.
So that does fail, but you do get a hope for it. So your tongue does not get stuck in the lock, but you are unable to open it with your tongue.
All right. Well, I guess
And
you gotta
hear
have to
movement
try the
on the
axe.
inside. You hear a
We
door
definitely
opening.
can't see.
Yeah.
You hear a door
I'm gonna
opening.
take out my axe and swing at the like door handle lock mechanism.
All right. So this would be a strength check.
I'm gonna give you advantage and add some hope to that with I think how I'm helping in that is I'm just going to A, get our friends out of the way, and B, help you like aim low and suggest an underswing instead of an overswing or side swing so that you can kind of knock the door up like a flap.
All right.
I'll
So
readjust my grip because I was definitely not going to do that. I was going to be swinging down.
all right. So that'll be a strength check with advantage.
How's a 22 with hope sound?
Well,
Wow.
take your hope, and the door just shatters in and opens up, which I should be able to do like that. Bam! You see a messy desk, and another door is open into the bigger part of the warehouse. The people's voices you heard here are not to be seen. That's probably the movement you heard, them leaving.
We only saw one other door when we cased the place, right?
Correct. Everything else was windows that were barred, like wooded over. Like,
We should split up in case they try to go to the other door.
I'll head to the other door then.
go
I'll
ahead.
stay here.
Hold on. Reverse that. Look at you, look at me. I'm gonna go through this door. You go to the other door. That makes more sense, right? How big is
Okay.
this door?
This is a standard size door.
You think you can fit in at least relatively easy? How big are you actually? Now that we're
I
talking,
don't know. I'm just a giant. It doesn't say how large giant is.
might have an easier time running around the
A
side.
handful, a sack, or a chest.
Am I a chest full of giants?
Oh,
Also,
that's
stop looking at my giant chest.
Right, in I go then.
Where was the other door again? Is it over here on this side where we originally started out?
Yes, there's a warehouse door over there.
It says here, adult giants range from 6.5 to 8.5 feet tall and are naturally muscular.
Okay, so it's like Goliath.
Barnacle,
From
perhaps
D&D.
you join Kari and Garrett and I will go in this direction.
Sure.
All right, you guys
And-
still have the spotlight, so.
Marlo is going to clasp hands behind her back and walk in regally and just step through this office and then into the adjacent room.
Garrick will be very close behind with the sword over his shoulder.
As you step into that room, you do see one of the bandits standing in front of you with weapons drawn. Now you're on our turf.
Incorrect. These are the lands of King Emerus.
Still your spotlight. I'm just vocalizing.
These are the lands of King Emerus, and I believe that you're going to be evicted. And I would like to shoot a bolt of energy out of my dual staff at this bandit directly in front of me, kind of at his hand to try and make him drop his weapon, but mechanically it's just dealing damage.
Okay. This is the bandit. So let me get the right stat block in front of me. Your target number is 12.
Okay, so dual staff. This is an instinct attack roll. I roll. I got a 24 with fear.
All right, so I will take that fear. Thank you. By the way, they recommend you thank the players when they give you fear because it makes it taste nasty for you guys.
So then I roll
But
damage.
that definitely hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 5 damage.
Okay, his minor threshold is 8, so that would only be what he takes 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And she just says, on behalf of the king, you are all under arrest.
Right. So because that was rolled with fear, the spotlight will switch to me, and I can take an action. This bandit steps up and attacks Marlowe. Let's see, what's that going to be?
I mean, that it seems rude, but I mean, I thought we were friends.
Oh, no, actually, he's going to parkour up the wall
Parkour.
Parkour's popular today.
because he can climb as part of their movement, and if they attack from above, they deal extra damage if they hit. So let's see if I hit. I rolled a natural 1 for a total of 2. So I fail and I miss. And I do not. He kind of hops up the wall, tries to stab down at you, and lands next to you and goes, "That didn't work, did it?"
And she just nods.
And because of that, I will have the spotlight shift back to you all.
Whoever wants it.
Barnacle kind of like hear the commotion going on and just like tug on Kari's like tunic hem. Can you get us in there like right now? That fancy lady's gonna get those fancy words beat the shit out of her.
Sure thing. Am I able to use an action now?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to do the same thing I did on the other door, even though I probably don't have to on this one, and swing going up from below on the warehouse door. And I'm not even going to bother checking to see if it's open, because I'm just going to assume it's locked.
So that would be a
All right.
check.
That is a 23 with hope.
Nice. Take that hope, and you definitely
Dang it.
splinter that door wide open.
Nice.
I'd like to run. Oh god, I lost my token
can't
in
see.
the darkness. I lost my token in the darkness.
You don't have light sources.
I'm a frog.
Does it say
I'll-
anything about sight?
Probably
Hold on.
would.
Breathe naturally. Nope. Doesn't say anything about it.
This is baloney. Okay, well,
Am I-
I'm gonna just hide in this darkness,
Okay.
and try and sneak my way through it. Oh my god, I lost the window. So I'll just hide in the darkness, and I can't even grab my token because I don't know where I put it in the darkness.
That's fine. I can see it.
So I'm just gonna keep moving through. I can see. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. I'm in this patch of darkness, but I can see where there is light.
Yeah.
Okay, so they probably hear us coming through the door, but I'm gonna slide around the edge of this darkness towards the north side. I can't move my token because I can't see it. But I'm gonna move my
So can you
token
see it
towards.
now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So I'm gonna stick myself like right here in the darkness,
All right.
and I will then. Can you remind me what close range is?
6 squares.
One. Oh, cool. And the man with the dagger. Does he have that dagger out?
Yes.
I would like to use a skill called Long Tongue. So I can use my long tongue to grab onto things within close range, mark a stress, and as a finesse, I can use my tongue as a finesse close weapon that deals a d12 of damage. So I would like to try and strike the guy with the dagger. And then I would like to try and pull the knife out of his hand with my tongue. And I would also like to add on that they don't see me coming because I'm in the shadows.
They don't see you coming. So you can definitely use a hope and add that to it if you wish.
So I'm going to mark down a hope. Oops. I'm going to mark down a hope. And then okay, so how do I make an attack roll?
You should have the... It said it was a finesse roll, right?
Oh, yes, a finesse close weapon roll. Yep,
Right.
yep. Okay, so finesse is here. And then I get
+2 for the expertise.
+2 for the experience. So that gives me a +4 so far. Okay. And then it says I get... Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. Ooh, okay. I rolled a 12 with hope.
So take your hope, and a 12 is the difficulty to hit him, so you hit.
Nice. Okay, so I get the hope back, but I get another stress.
Correct.
Okay. So then I get to roll damage.
Miracle has anxiety.
5. I do 5 damage to him.
So that'll still be under his minor threshold, so that's 1 point of damage to him.
And then am I able to, with my tongue on the recoil back to my mouth, try and pull the dagger out of his hand?
Yes. Is that an ability that you have also, or is that just something you're trying to do?
That's just something I'm trying to do.
Great. So let's call that a strength.
That's unfortunate.
I know, but it makes the most sense to me when you're trying to pull something out of somebody else's hand. So.
Yep. I'm going to roll with hope. Like use a hope. That's how that works, right? To add a hope die?
Well, so
or advantage?
If you have experience.
You have to. You can't give yourself advantage. You can only give yourself an experience.
Oh, okay.
With
then
hope.
I don't. Okay, never mind. Then that's okay. Then we're just rolling as it is.
Yep.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I rolled a 20. So 20 with fear.
All right. So I will take that fear. Thank you. And
I feel like this
however, the dagger comes out of his hand and comes flying back at you, and you have his dagger in your tongue is wrapped around the hilt of this dagger, if you wish. So you were able to disarm him, and however that brings that you did that with fear. So I'm going to take the spotlight and. Opening a lantern is this guy right near you.
Oh fuck!
That fucking guy.
Let's see, that's the sniper.
Not J.K. Sniper.
And with his
Sniper, no sniping.
Are they going to be J.K. rolling some dice?
With his short bow, he's trying to hit your evasion. But I'm pretty sure a 6 is going to miss your evasion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That almost would have hit me.
So that one misses. However, I'm going to burn fear now and keep the spotlight. Because this particular person also unhoods a lantern.
Oh, hi,
friend.
friends.
And steps over near Kari. And this one's big. And this one's the bruiser.
Ari just
solves my
accidentally
vision
walked into
problem.
a cart.
Yeah, I'm going to, I guess, not be on the cart, but still next to where the guy moved.
Sure, that's fine. This one is which? This one's that one. This one goes to hit you.
Oh, thanks for solving my vision problem.
I know, right? So lit up in there now.
This one has a big giant club. Does a 17 hit
Yes.
your evasion?
Yeah.
You take 9 points of damage, so check that against your threshold.
My minor damage threshold is 9. So would that be 1?
1 point.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to burn an armor and take no points.
Okay. All right. So it, and I missed, so we will, or no, I hit you. Do I want to burn another? Yeah, I'll burn another. Burn one more.
Ooh. We're getting chopped up.
5, 2, 3, 4. This one jumps in from over here on Marlowe. This one's the shadow. Attempts to attack you with its dagger. Does an 11 hit your evasion?
Yes.
5 points of damage.
Okay, so I will take 1 hit point.
All right. And it will pass back to you all.
I can take a swing if you'd like. I have something called Battle Ritual. Once per long rest, I may attempt something incredibly dangerous or face off against a foe that outmatches us. I'd say we're not outmatched, but outnumbered, if that applies.
That's fair.
Describe the ritual and perform the preparations you make. Now, does a ritual have to be something I sit down and prepare and do, or just a little pep in my step?
It's your story. You tell me.
Okay, then I think Marlowe, as you sort of get flanked, you see Garrick from behind take out his blade, but then seeing the enemy. You know that thing people do with baseball bats where they slap it off the floor and then catch it as it like rolls back up their arm? He does that with its blade, and then everyone hears this strange resonant ring that echoes through the chamber. And then as the figure looks at him, he's going to bash into the guy to the left of Marlowe with the flat end of his blade.
All right.
Allow me to jump in real quick. I'm going to spend 3 hope.
Ooh.
And I'm going to make this a team up. As the cut on her cheek drips 1 drop of blood, you see that her stoic countenance is shaken and her sorceress roots come out. And I'm going to be using the Unleash Chaos ability, spending both of my tokens. And I make a spellcast roll to any target within far range, and on a hit, I deal damage equal a D10s equal to the number of tokens I spent. I spent 2. So how this looks is the blood drips, and when it hits the ground, it begins to crackle, and lightning comes up the blade as he goes to hit.
Nice.
In that, you see, as I am also going to be spending 3 hope.
Well, hold on. You already.
So this is my team up.
He's teamed up with you. Now you can do
So I'm using
for something else.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'm activating ability as you see the lightning crackles up his blade and he sees the blood hit the floor. He seems unhappy that his friends have been hurt at all, glancing into the chamber, seeing everyone getting assailed, and I'm activating the effect No Mercy. Spend 3 hope and gain a +1 bonus to all attack rolls until your next rest.
All right.
And finally, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy.
So you both roll attacks. Then you both
Mhm.
get to this. You guys collaboratively decide which of those you're going to go with.
So I will roll my spellcast roll, which I got a
Alright.
12 with fear. So what you got?
I've gotten a 16 with fear.
So we should go with the 16.
Mhm.
Okay. So I will take that fear. Thank you.
Of course. You are so welcome.
But that does hit. So now you both roll damage. Add it together.
And combine it. Okay, so I roll 2d10.
I
Which is
roll
12.
1d10. I've gotten 9.
So 21.
21, which is more than double his severe threshold.
Ooh.
So that will be 4 damage. He has 3 hit points and no armor. So you completely obliterate this guy as the lightning courses through the blade and just completely cooks him as the blade slices him in half.
And if it pleases the court, I would like to take his position
Yeah.
where he stood and hold out my now crackling electric blade, one hand sort of flourishing the cape to cover half of maybe Marlowe, and point it out into the chamber with that echoing ring from earlier and just say, anyone else want to get cooked alive, or are you feeling like standing down?
However, you did do that with fear, so I will take the spotlight.
Of course.
Stepping from around the corner, you see the boss.
Oh,
I'm your Huckleberry. As he steps up.
you're rather big, aren't you?
Let's see, where is that guy? Oops. There he is. Ooh.
You know, I didn't think about it, but that technically I could have also put hope on that with hit them hard, huh?
I don't think we needed it.
I don't think we did, but it's definitely applicable.
So does it 18 hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
It certainly does.
And he's got a spear that he stabs you with. This is going to be 8 points of damage.
And if I spend an armor that negates it or drops it?
What does 8 points of damage count as on your damage tracker?
That would be major damage for 2.
So if you spend an armor, it'll go down to minor.
Okay, then I will spend 1 armor to drop it to minor.
If I can mark a stress on him and freely spotlight 2 allies within close range of him, since he's the boss and he basically tells them what to do. And when he makes a successful attack against you, he also has a reaction where I gain a fear. So I've got 2 more spotlights. Let's see. Let's bring this guy into play. Steps into the room. And I'm gonna also target Garrick. If I have that one. Distance. Yeah, far. Ooh, nice. So he's going to attempt to curse you. Oh, no, I just do curse you. As an action. Choose a target within far range and temporarily curse them. While the target is cursed, I can mark stress when that target rolls with hope to make the roll be with fear instead. So you are considered cursed by that guy, Garrick. And then,
I don't like being cursed.
And then the sniper's going to take another shot at Barnacle. Those will be my 2 that I trigger.
Nar.
-1. Does a 10 hit you?
I don't think it does. No, it does not.
All right. And that'll bring Spotlight back to you all.
Do you guys mind if I take this?
Nope.
Do
Go
it.
for it.
All right. So I'm going to do a couple things. First, how far can I move?
You can move up to
Squares?
6 squares, and there's no such thing as opportunity attacks like there was in other editions. So that's all like this is meant to be cinematic and all of that stuff.
Am I able to use like an action to like sprint to move further?
Yes. You can use an action. You have to make a roll to see if you succeed to make it there in the amount of time.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate one of my class features called Guardian. So what that does is once per long rest, I can become unstoppable. You gain an unstoppable die. At the level 1, your unstoppable die is a d4. Placed on your character sheet in the space provided, starting with the 1 value on top. After you make a damage roll that deals 1 or more hit points to the target, I increase that die value by 1. When the die value increasing would cause it to exceed its maximum, the unstoppable ends. While I am unstoppable, I reduce the severity of physical damage to me by 1 automatically. I add the current value of the unstoppable die to my damage rolls, and I cannot be restrained or vulnerable.
Nice.
I am going to basically tell the brawler to get out of my way, and I am going to attempt to sprint. I'll move my first 6 and then roll agility, you said?
This would be a yes.
Okay, so I have 2 experiences that I feel like I could use either of them here. One of them is I've got your back. I'm trying to move to help my friends that are getting attacked. The other one is not afraid of anything. I'm running into the middle of the fight.
Either of those makes sense to me, so feel free to spend the hope and get the +2.
Okay. So I will do that, and then I will make the agility roll with +2. I got an 11 with hope.
Great. So take that hope, and you beat the DC of 10 because this is in a wide open warehouse floor. That wasn't a difficult task for you to be able to move forward.
Okay. So I'm going to move like another 3 or 4 feet to right here. You said very close range is within 3 tiles, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to stand here. I have an ability that's going to be relevant when my allies get hit. There's not a limit to how often I do this. It's just whenever any ally of mine within very close range of mine would take damage, I can mark a stress to stand in the way of that damage and take it myself.
Nice.
And when I would take damage this way, I can choose to use any number of armor slots that I would want to. But because I'm unstoppable right now, I will automatically be taking 1 less damage.
Nice.
Nice.
And that'll be it for me.
All right.
Who wants the spotlight?
I'll take it because my bitch just doesn't want to fucking be here right now. Oh man, I really don't like they have all this light. Ooh, fun. I'm gonna try something a little silly.
It's dark behind you.
I didn't know if that was a wall.
No, that's the line of sight from their
Cool.
lanterns.
So Barnacle's gonna back up into this darkness and try and hide within the darkness, while moving a little closer to J.K. Hexer.
Uh-huh. So give me a finesse roll.
Oh, I'm not allowed to move him anymore. I fucked up. Oh, there he is. Okay. I'm in the darkness. Just I'm gonna leave my butt sticking out so I can move my character. So finesse.
Frog with a big ass.
I wonder if I could do that. Hold on a second. Let me try something on your character while I'm thinking about it. Add light, but make it...
Oh, I can see everything now.
Well, hold on.
Okay, I can't.
Can you see your token now? Moving into the darkness?
No.
No?
No.
Hold on. How about now?
Oh, now I can. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, so yeah, Barnacle's gonna sneak into the darkness here and try and hide within it.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to roll.
I'm playing around with that as well, so hold on.
Damn. 13 with fear.
So if I go less than 5 feet, it doesn't let you see it. Okay. God damn it. Wait a minute. There you go. 13 will hit. That was to the Hexer, right?
No, I wasn't hitting him. I was hiding.
Oh, hiding. That beats their difficulty, so you hide from them.
Cool. So when I hide, I am now cloaked. And now that I'm cloaked, I would like to strike out at this person with both daggers. So the dagger that I'm holding with my tongue and the dagger that I have in my pocket. So I'd like to try and strike out and hit them twice.
Go for it.
And because I'm cloaked, I get to use sneak attack. And you're gonna have to help me because I don't understand what they're talking about in this sneak attack.
All right.
So sneak attack says when you succeed on an attack, so I'll have to see if I succeed first. While cloaked, add a number of d6s equal to your tier to your damage roll.
So you're tier 1,
Oh.
so 1d6.
Oh, yep. Okay. Tier, okay. Those characters. That makes okay. So I need to see if I hit. So where is weapon? Where's the weapon?
Weapon should be right below agility and strength, below like active
yep.
weapons.
I see. Okay. Hit this button. And I would like to spend another hope for another they don't see me coming since I'm in the darkness again.
+2, yep.
So I will add that +2. Oh my goodness. So I rolled for the first attack, I rolled a 14 with fear.
That will hit, and I'll take the fear.
Okay. For a 6.
6 damage?
Oh, yeah, actually, I need to roll that with another d6. Because I forgot about the sneak attack. Oh my god, really can't just roll a d6, huh? Oh, you can. There it is.
Yeah.
With an additional 2, so that'd be an 8 total.
Okay, so that's 2 hit points to him.
Okay, and then I will strike out with the tongue, kind of in like a fencer's motion. So like the tongue just is gonna jab the dagger forward. That. Here's an interesting question. So I use the hope for the +2 on the last roll. It doesn't continue onto the second roll, right? The second
Correct.
attack?
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Ooh, a 23 with hope?
Take that hope. And that will hit.
And then you add the oops. 8 + 1. No. So there we go. Okay, that's cool. For 10.
That would be his severe threshold, and that takes him out. So you murder him.
Get tongued.
And not in a good way.
That's now the name of your experience later. It's get tongued.
All right. That was with hope. So
Marlo's gonna get out of danger right there and step up next to Kari. And being hopeless limits my actions. So I'm going to spend a stress to use my Primal Origin subclass Manipulate Magic. I can mark a stress to do one of 4 options, and in this case, I'm going to hit an additional target within range. So I'm going to shoot 2 bolts of energy out of my staff, one at the boss and one at the other one on the bottom. I can't see his name.
Bandit.
Not the sniper.
The bandit.
Yes. So my attack on the boss. Now it says hit an additional target within range. I don't need to roll an attack roll twice. It's just one attack roll, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Question: if I use my spend 3 hope to tag up with him, will I roll on both the targets?
I only get 1 roll.
It just does it to both?
Yes, I just hit an additional person with it.
Well, I
Depends
have a
on what
whirlwind ability that allows me to strike all targets within very close range to me.
If that's what you're gonna use your plus, if you want to tag team it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Using whirlwind costs a hope on its own too, so I'll use 4 hope to do this.
Nice.
So Kari starts spinning with her axe, and the bolts from the staff kind of do the spinning around the axe, making the DNA style helix, and we both roll.
All right.
I don't suppose this is a good enough excuse to add "I've got your back" to the roll, does it?
If you want to burn the hope, you can.
And a 5th hope.
Sure. I had 6.
May as well.
All right.
Mine was a 9 with hope. So what you got?
Only an 11 with fear. I rolled a 1 and a 6.
I don't know if 11's gonna do it.
I don't think it's
So
worth the risk giving him a fear and still missy.
So
yeah.
take the 9 and
With
the
hope.
hope. Yeah, we'll take the 9 with hope.
All right. So you guys each gain a hope. However, both of your targets are missed by a 9.
Okay.
Oh, we both gained the hope. That's cool.
Yes.
And that's
I'm not
my
sure if
action.
that's correct, but we're gonna go with that right now.
And I will pass the spotlight over to Carrie, who is whirlwinding. Or Kari.
Was
Carrie.
whirlwinding. I could do it again. It would just cost
I'll
a hope.
fucking do it again.
You know what? I will do it again. I'm still in motion. I'm just spinning.
All right.
Which will cost me a hope, and then I will attack both the bandit and the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not get a +2 for this because neither of my things has justification for that now. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm doing great. I rolled a 7 with fear.
All right. I will take that fear.
You are welcome.
Thank you. And that will miss both of them. So that puts the spotlight back to me. We will go with the bruiser. Is going to move. I will burn. Oh wait, maybe they have range. No. Oh. Well, actually, I could have gotten to Barnacle.
Rude, no, you couldn't.
Yes, I could have. Because I lit you up as soon as I moved closer. Yeah, that's great. And actually, I'm going to use... Hold them down. Make an attack within a target within melee. Does a 16 hit you?
Yeah.
On a success, the target takes no damage but is restrained and vulnerable. The target can break free, clearing both conditions with a successful strength roll, or is freed automatically if this creature takes major or greater damage.
You should try to hold me down.
He's holding your buddy. Then I will burn a fear to have the sniper take a shot at Marlowe. -1. An 18 is going to hit, I assume.
Oh yes. Oh geez.
I am going to spend a stress when I hear the sound of either the crossbow strings or the
It's a short bow.
bow string. Yeah, the short bow string, and I will jump in the way of this damage.
Okay, it is 11 points of damage.
I will, I guess, just take one for now. That's fine. No. I'm going to spend another armor to go down to nothing.
Okay.
Because my Unstoppable is already reducing it by 1 tier, and then the extra armor would reduce it down to nothing.
I will burn another fear to come up with the bandit on Garrick. Bandit's stuck around. I thought he was going to die right away. 17 on Garrick. Is that
Garrick,
hit?
are you hurt at all?
Yeah. Yes. I'm
You
a
are hurt?
little bit hurt. I have 1 HP missing, but I'm kind of tanky. And it will hit me.
Okay. 8 points of physical damage.
I will use 1 armor slot to reduce it to 1 HP of damage.
Okay. And then I will burn a last one for the boss.
Now, this is the one that worries me.
It shouldn't. You're in very close range to me.
He's going to burn a stress to also spotlight 2 others after he's done. His attack
Sounds
on
like
you.
cheating.
16 to hit.
That'll
I will
hit.
likewise burn a stress to jump in the way of that.
11 points of damage.
I'll take 1 damage here.
Okay. And then that will let the sniper take another shot at Marlowe. Does a 5 hit.
Nope.
And then the brawler, what can he do? Because he's within the same range. You take double damage from attacks by other adversaries. Okay. So he's got you held, so he can hit you, but it's not double damage. So, but I'll miss you with a 5. Okay. I am done. Back to you all.
Oh, boy. Permission to hit this guy really hard?
Permission
Permission
granted.
granted.
Awesome. I've just been dealt my friend Kari has taken a blow in my place, and so I cannot stand for that. I am going to attempt to slash this man, and upon doing so, I'm going to spend a hope with utilizing the experience, hit them hard, to add a +2 to that.
Do it.
So that is going to be a 22, however, with fear.
That hits.
Going to roll damage.
I'll take that fear.
Max damage for 14.
14. Well, that's his severe. Oh no, so that would only be 2. So 2 hit points he takes. That was not cool. However, it comes back to me. I will have the sniper shoot at Marlowe again. That's cocked. That's gonna hit with a 19 to hit.
Nope.
No.
But what's the damage anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
9 points.
I will spend an armor slot to reduce that to minor damage.
Okay. And then I will...
She waves her hand, and the arrow bounces off kind of an arcane shield, lowering the damage.
I will burn it for the bandit to attack again on Garrick. Does a 18 hit?
Yeah. Yes, it do.
9 points of damage.
I will use my last armor to reduce that to 1 HP of damage, and I am out of armor.
And
Just out there swanging.
Yeah, I'm just getting ripped into.
the bruiser on our... Nope, that's going to miss with a total of a 1.
Woo!
And then the boss... What's he going to do? He's got to have something interesting.
I don't like interesting.
Interesting means scary.
Yeah.
Spend a fear to make an attack against a vulnerable target, which is what Barnacle is because he is grappled. So I will spend another fear.
Nar!
Not Barnacle.
Let's see if he hits. +2. Does a 16 hit?
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad. 2d6 plus 12. 7 plus 12 is 19.
Plus 12?
Well, that's already 3 HP, even with his just plus 12. Good
Is it
God.
twice your severe damage?
Oh,
19.
no, 12 is my severe.
So it's 3 hit points of
Holy.
damage, and this attack also causes a stress.
I would like to... If I use 1 armor slot, it just goes down to 2, right?
Correct.
Okay, then I will use at least... Yeah, I'll use 1. And I'll
Okay.
take 2 HPs of damage. And another stress.
Spotlight goes back to you all. I think maybe Barnacle.
Yeah, Barnacle takes that hit, and then you see like their like throat do that frog thing where it starts to swell up. And then he lets out like a really loud croak, and as he does that, he's gonna like whip his tongue behind him into the guy who's grabbing him and try and stab him in the eye with his tongue.
Nice.
So I'll take another stress and use my tongue attack. And that's attack roll. 16 with fear.
That will hit, and I will take that fear.
Yeah.
You don't need to take the fear. It's fine.
Oh, max damage for a 12.
That will be 2 points.
Does that release her from the...
It does not. She has to take an action to do that, to try to take a strength
Oh, wait,
roll.
no.
No, I thought
was
if he
the
took
second.
severe, it breaks it, though, too.
If he takes major, that's right. He does. That's right. So you are released.
Okay, I am going to run away.
That's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's fine. All right.
6. There.
But you rolled with fear.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
No.
I have So my spell specifically says blades that strike out at all targets. Does that include allies?
Is it?
So it specifically says spend a hope to make a spellcast roll and conjure throwing blades that strike out at all targets within very close range.
Oh. My roll one's the same way, so it's a good thing that I've been missing.
I don't know.
So when I look at my whirlwind attack, it tells me that it's anything within range of me.
I'd have to look that up. So give me 1 second. Sniper's going to shoot at Marlowe and miss. Then I'm going to burn that. And have the bandit attacking Garrick. Does a 13 hit. 13 hit, Garrick? Miller?
Hmm?
Does a 13 hit?
Oh, yes, I do believe it does. Sorry.
6
I'm,
points.
u-
6 points
I'm used
of
to hearing a
damage.
different name. Yeah, that'll be 1 HP. Was that coming at range at all?
No, that was from
Oh, yeah.
the bandit.
Yep.
And then I'll burn this one. He doesn't know that you can't be grabbed, right? You can't be restrained, is that right?
I cannot be restrained or vulnerable.
So he
I
would,
found the answer to this.
he would waste his attack on you since he can't. Like he would try to grab you, and he can't. So that is an auto.
So I looked into it, and there's wording in the rules that states that targets are always selected. So even when it says all targets, you select the targets.
right, that's what I thought.
And in the gameplay example in the book, someone uses something called fireflies, which affects all targets, but only they choose the adversaries to do it.
All right, it is back to you all.
In that case, I would like to take the spotlight real quick.
Yeah.
Marlowe grits her teeth. This gone on far longer than she had expected from such rabble, and she has a cut on her cheek, and her hair is a little out of place. So she spends a stress to use manipulate magic, which extends the spell or attack's reach by 1. So I'm taking this rain of blades from very close range to close range. So all targets within 30 feet, which is all the bad guys.
Great.
So she conjures up this cloud of daggers that spins around her and just shoots out at all the bad guys.
Go for it.
Are any of them considered vulnerable?
Not currently.
Okay. Because this, I add a D8 of damage to any vulnerable target. So my spellcast roll. I will roll that. Beautiful bean footage. It is a 20 with fear.
Okay, I'll take that fear, but that will hit all 4 of them.
Okay. Damage roll. 10.
Okay, so that kills the sniper outright. From healthy
Nice.
to dead. Because that was severe. Then the bandit. How many points?
It was 10.
That'll be 2, so he's still up. The knee breaker that's also 2 on him. He's still up. And then the boss is 2 on him. So you hurt them all pretty bad. One of them died.
But that was with fear.
But it was with fear, so I will take that action. The bruiser saw that, so he's gonna try to grab and grapple Marlowe. With a natural 1, I will miss.
I am also immune to grapple.
I will. But I will burn that and have the bandit attack Eric
Oh boy.
and miss. Damn, I'm
Oh,
doing poorly. And then I will burn my last one for the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And does he have another stress? He does. So he'll mark a stress to trigger the other 2 again after this attack. Does a 14 hit Garrick?
A 14 hits, yes.
A 14 also hits me when I take a stress.
Oh, thank God.
6 points.
So nothing.
And then he will trigger the others.
I'm also triggered.
So trying to grab Marlowe again. Does a 13 get Marlowe?
I told you I'm immune to grapple.
You are not.
But yes, I'm grappled.
You are restrained and vulnerable. And then the bandit's going to step up and attempt to hit you because you are in that situation.
Mm-mm.
You know the meme where the guy just leans in and shakes his head no?
Does a 10 hit you, Marlowe?
Yes.
So once again, you know that meme where the guy just leans in and shakes his head no?
8 points of damage.
Is that 8 with the vulnerable or 8? It doesn't matter. It's actually nothing because I'm taking a stress. And taking nothing.
Sorry, I'm saying it's 8 points of damage. All right, I am done, and I'm out of fear.
Ooh.
Barnacle's gonna run up on this guy who just tried to attack Marlowe and stab him in the kidney. And because I have allies within melee range, I get to do that with sneak attack.
Nice.
So I'm gonna stab him with the dagger.
I would like to spend a hope to give you advantage by squirming and kicking my feet at this guy from the grapple.
Nice.
Okay. So I put an advantage in there. 13 with fear.
Hands off me, you ruffian.
13 will hit.
Okay, and then so now I that, and I add a 6, and then
We have not hit
for
a hope roll.
12.
We're not good at the hope. We're very scared.
That drops
Merkin
that
here.
guy. Doop.
Barnacle jumps up and clicks his little frog heels together. Yippee!
So
And they
that
actually
means,
clap because they're fit.
that means I get to go. So I am going to spend that fear I just got because Justin wouldn't want me to wimp out on him.
Nope.
And I am going to make an attack against a vulnerable target within close range.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 12 hit?
Yes.
Nope. I'm taking a stress.
Well, hold on.
I make myself the target of the attack, so you lose your vulnerability ability. When an ally within very close range would take damage, you can mark a stress to stand in the way and make yourself the target of the attack instead.
Right. So you're taking the damage. The damage is 14.
Yeah. But since I'm not vulnerable, are you getting a bonus for attacking a vulnerable target?
That's part of the ability to attack him to begin with.
Okay.
It doesn't.
So I would take
change-
4. Okay. So I'll take 1 after my damage reduction.
Right.
Which is good because that would have been 3 for me.
Right. And it's back to you all.
Can I hit this guy that's killing me bad?
You should probably like to, yeah.
It's rough over here. Let's see.
Sorry, friend, I'm hopeless.
It's okay. I crit.
Yay!
9 plus 3.
So a crit means you get a hope. You get
Okay.
to clear a stress
I didn't have any.
if you had one, and it definitely hits. So go ahead, roll damage.
Okay. No special dice or anything like that. Just roll.
Right.
Okay. I rolled a 1, but because of not good enough, I can re-roll that damage. 13 damage.
And this is to the boss. That'll be.
I'm also gonna move.
That'll be 2, and that will drop him.
Cool. Yeah, there's a little flourish of the blade, seeing Kari and Marlowe and Barnacle all sort of attempting to deal with the surrounding people, and so Garrett goes, "I'm fucking sick of dealing with you, mate," and just brings it around.
And seeing the boss drop, the big guy that's holding on to Marlowe kind of just sets him down and dusts him off and says, "Parlay."
Barno comes over and stabs him in the kidneys.
You're under arrest.
Oh,
Never mind.
Someone
in the
in-
name of King.
In chat
Brush
said
it shoulder.
you get max dice roll for a crit.
Because it is a weeknight and I know people have to work in the morning. You easily handle this guy. I'm out of fear, and you guys are gonna house him.
Oh, that's a good thing to know. So someone in chat said when on the crit he gets max dice and the dice roll.
It's max dice and the dice roll. That's right.
I mean, it worked out anyway. I basically rolled 1 damage short of max, so.
Right.
And he died.
Right. So
that's good to know. Thanks for that.
You easily have routed the thieves, the wannabe thieves guild that was trying to muscle its way into your little lovely town, and you have successfully completed tonight's mission. So that was a social encounter that was built in the bar with lots of things to possibly go do. That was a environment encounter to try to follow them without being caught. And all of these are like in stat block formats with difficulties and things like that, but it's all kind of wide open and lets you choose how you want to handle things, which is really kind of cool. I really enjoyed, because I actually built the one for the following
Chase.
them, the chase one, yeah,
Mhm.
because there was not one in the book that mimicked what I wanted to do, so I kind of used one that was there to get the difficulty levels right and to try to make the mechanic work and stuff like that. So I really dig that aspect of what we did tonight. That was a learning environment for me, so it was super cool. So what do you
hey,
guys
Justin.
think of Daggerheart?
I really like it. I was just saying in
Yeah.
chat that it feels like combat feels less of a slog because you can just kind of jump in wherever you see like the opportunity to.
Mm-hmm.
I like the looseness of it, which I know Justin hates looseness in rules, but
I have my thoughts.
Hey, Justin, do you want to have a thought on looseness in rules?
I do have thoughts on them.
My unstoppable only ends after I do a certain amount of damaging attacks. There is no other end cap to the unstoppable.
Right. If you don't make attacks, then it doesn't stop.
Correct.
I mean, unstoppable, yeah?
So, like, if I just choose not to attack, I just permanently take no damage.
So,
Or less damage.
Right.
I think it's a really well-crafted system. There are mechanics, like the calculations of how you get your evasion number and armor number, that I'm sure I can look into when I get my hands on the actual book. From what I was seeing, evasion is based off your class. That's the
Yes.
number you get.
Equipment also affects your evasion, because I have chainmail, and that gives me -1 to my evasion. But I'm assuming it's why I have 4 armor.
Right. So equipment and your class abilities would that was all done for you with pregens, and I
Right.
didn't want to take the time to look at every detail, but that's all part of it. And you guys are welcome to look through, because Demiplane will has all the rules in there, so you can look
Um,
through that as well.
and my nitpick of it is probably something that would go away with more experience with a group that plays more. But the lack of an initiative leaves. There was a lot of silences where people were like, "Well, do you want to?" Like nobody said anything.
Right, right. I
And
think
that's why I tried to encourage the passing. But after you went as the adversaries, everyone was just kind of like, "Well, I don't know who goes."
right,
And I think that will go away with experience with the system.
right. And I think the whole point is also because everybody's not waiting for that turn and ignoring what's going on, and they're actually paying attention more, they're going to
Yeah.
have more ideas of what they want to do. So they're going to be following the action even if it's not their turn, and I've taken over spotlight because of fear rolls or whatever. Is hopefully the action is spurring the thought of what I want to do next, so that when you do get the spotlight back, it comes to it. And I think there's a lot of that time with the system will help solve.
I do think it's a very well crafted system. The looseness of it isn't as loose as I was fearing. I mean, and I love playing Fiasco, so I'm fine with looseness. But when you have like combat and stuff, I need a rule system to like. I can't just say I pull out an AK-47 and start shooting in my fantasy world. No, I need a system. So it's still a good system. The die roll mechanic, I really like the hope and fear system. I do, just as the spellcaster pregen, I was abusing hope because it's a really cool mechanic, but I realized that when I got out of hope, I really couldn't do anything. My basic attack was a D6 damage, which doesn't cross anybody's minor damage threshold.
Right.
Which makes sense as a wizard that is out of spell slots, kind of.
Right. And
No,
and I don't know if if one card difference between a character build like the one that they pre-generated versus a different one where you drop one power and pick up a different one might have changed all of that, right? Because you might have picked a power that didn't do that.
According to More Than Dice, shout out in the chat, bards and halflings are amazing because they give out hope.
Oh.
So,
there's
once again, another system where halflings are the superior race. Thank you.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you for hosting this. I would like to dive into character generation, not tonight, especially if we're going to do that witchy one-shot for Halloween.
That's what I was going to announce. Is we are definitely doing. I want to do an, and we've already got the table full, but we're doing a witches one shot. Everybody is playing the witch class, which is up on the Void, which is where all their playtest material is for future products that are coming out. So everybody's going to build witches and play a coven of witches for Halloween for a one shot. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And
well, I'm actually planning. I'm playing a talking cat like Binks from Hocus Pocus.
That's awesome.
Because I'm ridiculous.
and that's the other thing is, like, in terms of that rules and that structure also, we didn't do a campaign frame. Some of the campaign frames layer some structure on, and either add some rules that you have to follow or add some other dynamics that go on or situations that go on, or there's situations that the fear mechanic gets, like in Mercer's Age of Umbra. There's some really nasty things he can do with fear because it's about this world that has lost its humanity and all of this evil is permeating, yada yada yada. So there's different mechanics that can be layered in. I'm working on a pirate campaign frame, and my big thing is about making it feel like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So I want everything to be this heightened sense of environment. So every combat will have massive environmental stuff going on in them, because when you watch one of those movies, it's not them just having a sword fight, it's them having a sword fight on moving machinery inside a mill, and stuff like that. And that's what makes that movie fun, and that's what I think would make a pirate campaign super fun too. So the system is kind of cool, because if you want more crunch, you can just build a campaign frame with some more crunch. And I think that's super exciting.
Well, as much as I'd love to sit and talk about this, it's 11:58 my time, and I have to work in the morning. So,
Yeah.
love you all.
Thanks everybody. Thanks
hanging
for
out.
watching. Thanks
Good
for hanging with
night.
us. And we will be back tomorrow night with our Twist of Fate campaign.
God damn it.
Yay!
Good night, everybody.
Good night.